international audience of 1 to 2 people. Alright, so Scribe Grinkle, previous Scribe, looks like it was Robert. Robert, could you give us a recap of the events of last time?
Okay, so we began in a battle. And shortly before the battle, Grinkle landed a nice hypnotic pattern and managed to affect one of those centaur demons that we were fighting. We continue the fight. Portal in the room continues to summon more enemies. Some of them are very formidable, like rocks. It looked okay. Looked like we were getting an upper hand, but then suddenly, like, Centaur Demon finally snapped out of the charm and the rock summoned another rock, and it became dire once again. But eventually we succeeded, we defeated everyone, and decided to take short rest in Calroon's tiny hut, how we call it now. So while we were resting, suddenly Rob's cursed sword started speaking to him and introduced himself as General Vorgan. The sword claims that he suddenly started getting glimpses of his former self, and he thinks that it is because of killing all of those demons. And Sword suggested that maybe if it gets a chance to kill more outsiders, it could get even more glimpses of former self, and maybe learn to somehow fight the urges to attack Rob's allies. Rob agrees to help, and also agrees to find everything he can about who this General Worken was before. Then we want to dispel the portal. For that, Nil tries to attune to Arcane Crystal, tries to dispel it, but fails spectacularly, so we didn't manage to do that. We started investigating the rooms, and started arguing what to do with the Baylor. After some heated discussion, we voted, as a democracy we are, and decided that we will put Baylor into the crystal and not banish it, as some weaklings wanted to do. So Calroon figures out a way to close the portal after he visits the Hollow once again, by playing with crystal power. And then he continues to activate the experiment inside the Hollow, the experiment of siphoning Baylor's essence into the crystal and creating a demon soul crystal. After a bit of struggle, it didn't go very well, but finally Calroon succeeded, and we got the demon soul crystal for our collection. And now we have all three. We have Arcane Crystal, we have Shadow Crystal, we have Demon Soul Crystal, and it's pretty dope. So we are carrying them all in our bag of holding, planning to create some holsters. Then we started searching the rooms we fought in. Didn't find anything other than like a recipe of amulet of protection against detection and against detection of location. We'll look around once more and go to the northeastern part of the laboratory. And golems who previously stopped us at our tracks, they now let us in, and we enter the laboratory. That's where we left off.
Alright, thank you for that rundown. Make sure you get your story points. Did we ever figure out what the level update was? I was just trying to make sure my notes are updated correctly.
Was it when we killed the golem? Was that the last level up we got?
Was that? It might be. That does sound kind of familiar. Okay, well,
we had
it's not a big
two
deal. I
pretty
just wanted
close
to note the date.
back-to-back levels up.
Yeah, because we leveled up shortly before we fought Orcard and stuff.
Okay.
I forgot those names.
And then it could have been after we fought the big golem.
Let me look up the golem in my notes. What date was that? That was the 27th, which was the 13th of January. And you were defeated him on the 20th, the next week. Okay.
It's about a month ago.
Yes. Alright, let me just note that in my notes. Okay. Alright. So, it is currently the 11th of fall at 12 p.m. We'll pick up our story. So, you enter into the laboratory. And wait, make sure everyone's here. I see 4. Who are we missing?
Sorry, what time is it in game?
It is the 11th of fall at 12 p.m., about lunchtime.
Thank you.
Oh, we're missing Calroon. That's who we're missing.
Yeah.
We never discussed why Patchwork would be around.
Oh, don't worry. It will all be apparent soon. Although, we do have to figure out a little bit more about Patchwork's, what's it called? I know why she's here. It would definitely be a different world because your character wouldn't have the exact same memories as your other one. We kind
Yeah,
of
but
just
she's still looking for answers.
yeah, and we can kind of continue that line, like that kind of quest line where she is
Yeah,
missing her
Just
memories.
knows less. She's just reset to a earlier point.
But actually, that kind of goes along with where we're starting here. So one of the things you
That's
would notice in this lab, there is a strange-looking, almost golem-like automaton kind of leaning up against the northern wall, just kind of motionless. Or go
That
ahead.
doesn't fit with the backstory.
Well, I mean, we don't know why exactly she would be here, but it would make sense she might be found around ancient tech. Unless you had a
Oh,
different idea, we could. Or go ahead.
Yeah, kind of. In the last group, she arrived at Char because she was looking for information about Warforged to learn more about herself,
Mhm,
and that's why she went to a place where those old ruins were.
mhm. So my
Yeah,
thought was,
she at this point in the story, she would have been awake, alive again, whatever you might call it, for a few months, traveling the world.
well, could you don't think it would work if she in this storyline were, um, deactivated elsewhere and maybe woke up to being in this place? Maybe going along with her origin of waking up and not remembering exactly what happened. Because it's a different world, remember. It's not the same story as the other game. But we could do something else if you want. I just thought this would be an easy way to introduce you. I don't know, what do you think?
I think for her character, it would fit better if she got to this place on her own.
The only issue is
That's-
she doesn't really have a way of getting here. Like, there was literally no way she could be in here unless she was been here for like 100 plus years or 1,000 years. Because the place was sealed off. Like, it's not like the group could just walk in here. There was a bunch of traps at the entrance that were still active. So I'm thinking...
Well, okay, actually, maybe we can combine this. Maybe she came here looking for answers and deactivated again when she was here.
okay, so like maybe part of the last cycle? Because the last person that was in here was probably about 100 or so years ago. Maybe a little bit more. And I doubt
Yeah, maybe
I doubt she came with him.
maybe she got.
Or go ahead.
No, maybe she was damaged somehow and powered down here and had to wait.
Yeah, it would have most likely been the last time the lab was active, which would have been during the last cycle. Because you kind of remember this place, right? Or do you not? The Alcavian labs.
Vaguely, it has been a few years, like 1 or 2 years, maybe.
Yeah, so this is an ancient dwarven laboratory from the Tharian Empire. It was the The place where they found the tome that one of your party members took. I forget who.
Charlie.
Yeah, but it's been sealed off for a long time. So I mean, that could have been it. Maybe during the last cycle. Which, I mean, yeah, I didn't know exactly why she was here, but yeah, that could be it. Maybe during the last cycle
Maybe
she was damaged.
She was sealed in and just had to stay here.
Yeah, I mean, well, do you think she would have been conscious during all that? I just assumed she would have been powered down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So, yeah, you would see kind of laying up against the northern wall, as I said, this kind of strange looking construct. What would you look like to them?
Well, you would see a humanoid about 6 foot tall or 1 meter 83. She seems to be made out of metal, very old and weathered, kind of bronze, not bronze, brass colored now, but it probably had another color like a long time ago. She doesn't really have facial features. She doesn't have a mouth, but where someone's eyes would be, she has these glass lenses. They're currently dark. The construct is strangely wearing clothes like any person would, and she has like a lot of she has a backpack, she has a lot of stuff with her. There is a shield on one of her arms. You can see a mace like hanging from her backpack. And if you look closely enough, you might find some religious symbols on her. Oh, actually, do any of you know Dwarvish?
I do.
Yep.
Then you might notice a rune on her forehead. It's if I remember correctly, it stands for protection or protector.
And actually, remind me, Patchwork.
Yes.
Because we had spoken about this a while ago in the other storyline. Your Warforged body, is that one of the bodies that was created during the Therian Empire, or was the origin more of a mystery?
Way
Okay.
earlier.
Okay, so I'll say that Cal, history check might tell you something here.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
So, you know that during the Therian Empire, there were quite a few Warforged created as slaves, a lot of times for the Rune Masters and other factions within the Dwarven Empire. You don't recognize the style of this Warforged. It doesn't look like one that would have been created during the Therian times, which makes it kind of odd that it's here. So
How
some
do you
other...
spell Therian again?
Sure, I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
So there's a bunch of other stuff in here as well. Go over a few of the obvious things. This looks like some kind of laboratory, as there are quite a few tables with implements strewn all over. Looks like this place may have been abandoned, like in the middle of usage for whatever reason. Like possibly some experiments still halfway done when whoever was in here left. You would notice there's also some shelves with reading material, a familiar pedestal in the middle with magic surrounding it, like the other rooms. Bookshelves, looks like some potion cases, and all sorts of different supplies. So what do you...
Can I say? Patchwork would probably be sitting at the wall like legs crossed, like cross-legged. How do you say that?
Yeah,
that's
cross-legged.
fine.
You said it right.
Yeah. She probably fell asleep, or what counts for sleep as her,
Yeah, it
and
looks...
just didn't wake up.
Yeah, like an inactive construct almost.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, so what do you all want to do?
Hey guys, look, an armor stand fell.
Yeah, Calrune, maybe that's more up your alley.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a look at the fallen armor stand real quick, see what's going on with it.
All right.
Because I can
So
I recognize it as a Warforge?
yeah, well, like I said, it doesn't look like one of the Therian Warforged. Definitely something unique about the design. Give me, I'll say give me an Arcana check and then give me a History check.
Ooh.
But could I also?
I-
I wanted to mention if he's close enough, he might notice that also a round glass panel in her chest that kind of has constellations etched into it. It's also dark at the moment.
Yeah, so you'd probably, and that would be,
it's her deep focus. We discussed that in the other group.
mhm. All right, so yeah, you would notice, like she said, this kind of, was it obsidian or glass?
It's a glass disc with sorry, one moment. It's a glass disc etched with constellations. That's how it's called. That's what it says.
Yeah, so you would notice this interesting looking kind of star chart that is etched into this Warforged. Again, very odd.
At
Give
the mention
me.
of stars, Neil would head over.
I was like, oh, what's that? So yeah, you would
Yeah.
notice this too. Very intriguing. You don't see many star charts in places. This lab must have been quite, quite the study place if they have this much information on the astral signs. But investigation might also reveal something. Alright.
No.
So you're looking over the construct, and it appears that one of the panels is slightly open. And inside you would see, and actually before I say this, Patchwork, did we ever discuss how your construct was powered? Or was that kind of left vague?
We set a magic core, kind of gathering magic and then using that magic also for self-repair.
Okay, so it is
Like
some.
kind of like mending,
All right.
like self-mending. That's how her healing works, like healing over time.
All right. How? But we didn't specify exactly what powered the
No.
core. All right.
No, we just know that it's like golden or amber colored light when it's activated.
We have a fresh demon crystal.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Wow.
how would you feel about your construct being powered by one of the magical crystals?
Please don't put a demonic crystal into me.
No, it wouldn't be a demonic crystal. In fact,
It could be an arcane crystal, actually. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Although, if you offer them an arcane crystal, they might just not turn you on and take the arcane crystal.
Well, I think she's just. It's
oh,
like
look,
a
an
computer
arcane
that you
crystal.
haven't, or a laptop that you haven't turned on in a while, so it's just stayed off, and it maybe needs just a jump start.
Well, yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say, it looks
she is-
like. Or go ahead.
She is okay. She just, yeah, she's on standby, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like there is some sort of crystal inside this panel, but it looks like it's been slightly moved, which is probably why this construct is inactive right now. But you think you could pretty easily push the crystal back in to turn it on. But the weird thing about this crystal is you've seen the arcane crystals, they're blue. The demonic crystals are red, the shadow crystals are black. This is a golden crystal. Never seen one like this before.
It is the infinity.
Let's
Stone.
just take it out and sell it. Deconstruct this thing. No, I'm kidding.
Well, no, they might know what's been going on in this place. They may have been with the person who was conducting demonic experiments.
I agree. I'm going to put the crystal back as I slide it in like a AA battery.
Alright, so you push the crystal to the side slightly, at which point a panel comes over, kind of locking the chamber, and the eyes of this construct would flash on, or at least light up. Let's go through everyone. Rob, what would you look like to... Is it her or him? I forget. Her, right?
Them.
Them. Patchwork, what's your character's pronoun?
She goes by she, her.
She? Okay.
Like, she wants to be called anything but it, because she grew kind of tired of that.
Yeah. So what would you look like to her, Robert?
Well, Robert pretty much looks as his character portrait. If I don't know if you could show it in a bigger size.
I can see it.
Okay. Yeah, like a rugged guy with a bit of scars, wearing wearing a full plate from some kind of like a chitinous bony structure, not metal, with a sword in his hand and with the shield on another hand, kind of. Yeah, like a guy like that.
Do you have nature knowledge, Patchwork?
I do, yes.
So you'd probably recognize the armor as being made from it was Ankeg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from
Oh, those
Ankeg.
things.
Yeah, Ankeg Chitin. What about Khalid? What would Khalid look like?
So, Kaladin, it's not displayed fully, but because of the scores, but the full name is
Yeah.
Kaladin. Is looks to be very under armored and underarmed. He does not have any weapons or armor protecting him. He's got just basic black trousers on, and he's got some wraps around his hands, but doesn't seem to be, he doesn't look like he's prepared to be in a place like this. No shirt on, and you can see all sorts of tattoos on his body. Different like depictions of like sea creatures and like different ship-related things. Like there's a tattoo of like an anchor on him and like one of like a kraken kind of looking creature. He's got long black hair, brown eyes, and fairly pale skin.
All right. So what about Calroon, the wizard, kind of standing over you now?
Yes, I look a little older. I'm starting to get some white hair, and right now I have some robes on. I am holding a quarterstaff, and I have a book hanging from a chain on the side of my hip. But right now, I look incredibly sickly. Like my eyes are just sunken in, my cheeks are. You can see my cheekbones right now, and I just look a little sickly right now. Long white beard, just that's what I'm looking like right now.
Yeah, you'd probably recognize, because if I remember right, Patchwork does have the healing skill or proficiency. Medicine?
A medicine.
Yeah,
medicine.
you would see several people within the group look like they're suffering
How-
from HP life drain.
How
Also,
do you spell your full name? Sorry.
Calroon?
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
so the names should all be under the party in the Starry Nights if you ever want to see those, like the spellings of everyone.
Oh yeah,
We can
I
also
didn't think of that.
Yeah, it should all
Okay,
be
there's
displayed there.
and one eye more than I thought.
What about? Oh wait, was someone else saying something?
I was also going to bring up that you also noticed that Kaladin is horribly ill.
Yeah,
I think
very bad.
several of the people look. This party looks like it's been through it. Which you thought this was a safe place you deactivated in. But anyway, Nil, what would you look like to her?
So Nil is very tall, about 7'3", of furbold, with like a dark bluish skin. He always wears a helmet with the antlers on the side, and his armor has twigs and branches like woven into it. He carries a shield and a battle axe, and from underneath his helmet, you see a slight, like, silver glow, like faint starlight.
Now, out of curiosity, is that picture from Dark Souls? That artwork?
My picture. No, it is from Magic the Gathering. There is a card called
okay.
Mosswood Great Mate.
Yeah. All right. I thought it looked familiar.
I have used Dark Souls pictures for every other D&D character I've ever played.
Oh, well, maybe that's why. So
Yeah.
what about Grinkle?
So Grinkle's a little bit of a shorter dude. He's fully white. The funny ears. He's the same race as Nil. You maybe will notice. We're Furbolg. But he doesn't have much going on. Just a bit of armor. He's got a paintbrush in his hand though. He's the bard, and he's more like a painter than a singer or something like that. Even though he can sing, of course. And he looks pretty good, you know. I mean, guy.
All right.
And he also
I
looks
thought-
quite
I
withered.
thought
He
you
looks
meant
quite withered as well.
Not sickly.
Actually, he does
No, he
look
also
sickly
is.
as well.
But not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. No, actually, I'm
But he
dying.
looks as handsome as a sickly person can look.
As handsome as exactly.
As someone, like who's withering and all gaunt can look. So like I said, you all see the eyes light up, and Patchwork. Obviously, you suddenly come back into consciousness, feeling almost like instantaneously, like before you left it, because you didn't really perceive the passage of time. But everything around you looks way different. The lab is still here, but it's dusty and abandoned, and you now see a bunch of these people around you who you don't recognize, kind of curiously regarding you. What do you want to do?
Hello.
Careful.
I will say in primordial because that's her first language. Hello. Greetings.
Does anyone speak Primal?
Elrune, what have you awakened?
Yes. Are we sure?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't understand it though. Looks pretty neat. Might get a good
Does it-
painful.
Does it
So I
sound
guess
like a
they
good-
would be speaking Common as you speak to them in Primordial.
Very strange version of common, but I should be able to understand it. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you a guardian of some sort? Are you protecting this place?
No, I was looking for a safe place. How long has it been?
Well, that's a
Oh,
very weird place to look for safety, with all demons flying around.
Yes.
Were there demons when I fell asleep?
No, there were not. Definitely no
Oh.
demons here.
Demons are new to me. When I came in here, there were no demons.
When did you
Who
come
are
here? Come on, this place have been sealed for like 100 years, from what I've heard.
Yes, I came here to seek shelter from the cycle.
Okay, guys. I'm sorry, what was your name?
My name is Patchwork. Who are you?
Okay, Robert here. What year do you think it is?
What year do I think it is?
You would probably, if you came to seek shelter from the cycle, you would probably think it's around 1999 of the 12th cycle. You know what? Why don't we say, and I can take a little bit of liberty here. Maybe you came down seeking shelter. There were a bunch of wizards and others seeking shelter here, and maybe you decided to power kind of yourself down so you didn't have to just sit here for as long as it was taking, and maybe you told them to reactivate you if something happened.
Yeah, that's what I figured too.
Okay. So, yeah.
Last I remembered when me and the others came down here, it was almost 2000 of the 12th cycle.
Ooh, okay. Well,
How
Well,
far
it
ago was
seems
that
here
like
from
for a
they
now?
while.
didn't live. They didn't live long enough to reactivate me again.
Mm,
That's
Long ago was
I'm
that? Like
pretty
for
sure
long
no
ago.
one you knew lived long enough unless they're like an elf or a dwarf. It was like 100 years
Yeah.
ago.
Oh
No,
well, the date
I
she's
knew that.
talking to you or talking about is more like 1,200 years ago.
Oh,
wow.
okay, so guys, then not even your elven friends are alive anymore.
Been a long
It appears
time.
that way. Well, we were temporary allies, I suppose. We didn't know each other very long. We were just stuck in the same circumstances. I knew there was a chance that the cycle might last too long for them to, well, live long enough to see the end of it.
Yeah,
I just
like
hoped it wouldn't happen, but
you know the irony of it is that you slipped for so long that you're closer to the next cycle than to the previous one.
Yeah,
From what I know, they
yeah.
happened around once every 2,000 years.
Yeah, that's
oh
about
great.
it.
Well, we still have time, but yeah. Sorry about that.
Ooh,
Sorry about the fact that everyone you knew died.
I
Bueno.
appreciate the empathy. But you
Grinkle
all
step
look
forward.
worse for wear.
Yes, we've been through quite the fight. How? Why were you brought down here? You like seeking safety, eh? What
Sorry,
are you
come
gonna
again.
do now?
What I was doing before, I suppose, looking for answers.
Oh, well, hey, you
Uh,
seem capable of yourself. Why don't you come with us for a little bit?
Well,
Might as well if there's demons down here. Strength in numbers, I
Hopefully
suppose.
not. Hopefully not.
Is any of them particularly hurt?
Give me
Demons?
a medicine check.
You mean demons? I hope so. I hope all of them are particularly
Oh,
hurt.
that was through the DM.
Okay.
No, it popped up in the public thing. So you would notice several of them, as I said, look like they're life drained, and the shirtless guy in particular is his skin is kind of falling apart and rotting a little bit in a certain spot where it looks like he may have been stabbed by something. He may have a disease. So yeah, the party definitely looks like it's been through some issues.
I'll make it. Don't
I
worry.
would like to get up, probably creaking a bit from like the
A
joints.
bunch of dust falls off her. Shh. She stands.
Robert opens his backpack and takes out a small, like a vial of oil, and gives it to you.
Oh, thank you.
It's like the
Yeah,
Uh,
I
I
do
ju- I
have it
just-
handy. It
I
was for
just
my
need to
lamp, but you may need it more than I do.
I just need to move again. My body repairs itself over time. It's just because I've been sitting for so long.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, it's a disease. You said.
Yeah. In fact, with 14. Here, let me go find the disease info because you would know.
I think I know it, but isn't it the one that no one had to do saves again all the time?
So, I think I copy pasted it up a ways. Let me see if I can.
You may have
find
put
that.
it on screen. I remember reading the description.
I remember it had to do with you have to make a con save every day and you lose health based on if
Yeah,
you fail
yeah.
it or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
did
think-
copy
And
paste it.
eventually you die.
Yeah, here I'll just do.
Eventually, we all
There
die.
it is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you-
the disease is definitely still in effect and definitely dangerous. If not treated, he might recover, but there's also a chance he could just wither away.
You over there without the shirt. You seem to have a disease. Like,
Yeah, I took a nasty hit from one of those stinking demons. The smell's so bad it almost kills you just being near them. But yeah, he hit me with his tail. I'm sure I'll be fine. Ugh.
That does sound familiar to me. Would you like me to heal you?
Is this the sort of thing you can take care of? Nil tried to heal me a little bit already, and it didn't really get rid of it.
Oh yeah, it's a disease. I can help you.
Well, by all means, work
I
away.
will peek over, and this heals diseases, right?
No.
No, you need the greater resto. That cures conditions.
It says
That's too
you touch a
bad.
creature and end either one disease or one
Oh,
condition.
right. Yes. Sorry, I didn't read the first line. That is correct. Sorry, I just completely missed that.
Yeah.
So,
I
yes.
will reach out and very carefully touch the place where the wound is, and I will cast Lesser Restoration.
Alright, and what does your
To
casting
get
look
rid of-
like as patchwork?
It's like there's like wires in her arm underneath the plates, and there's like these amber lights flowing from her core down the arm through the wires into her hand and then into him, and they kind of spread under his skin and then fade away, and he should feel better after that.
Alright, so you would see the divine energy flowing from her as she channels it into Kaladin. Give me... Does anyone have religion? I think Nile
Yes.
does. You might notice something here.
I have religion.
Okay, so yeah, either of you then.
Oh.
Oh, well. Yeah, it looks pretty. That's cool.
So does that get rid of
Nice
the
divine
poison and
lights.
disease?
Maybe
condition?
Grinkle can try with his jack of all trades.
You know, maybe I kind of have I maybe have an idea what's going on here. Hey,
So it's interesting, because obviously
that
you've
thing.
seen clerics channel divine energy before, but it seems like the way it happens with patchwork, it almost like she's almost like some sort of conduit where like it changes her form a bit when the energy flows through her. It's a little bit.
This is religious though, like.
Oh, it's divine energy, so it's being channeled
Yeah.
by some sort of deity. Divine energy comes from the gods, so it's unique to arcane, which is something that comes from the kind of reality as a whole, channeling the
I'll
arcane.
go.
Wonder if
Patrick,
has
that
to
was
do
pretty
with-
interesting.
Also,
ahead.
actually, Lesser Restoration only gets rid of one condition, so you're still poisoned, but the disease is gone, and that's the more
Oh, well,
pressing.
when
the
the
poison goes away when the disease.
yeah,
goes
the
away, right?
poison is based on the disease, so that would end the poison as
Oh.
well.
Perfect.
Oh, wow, I feel much better. Thank you. What was your name again?
Patchwork.
Patchwork.
It's-
Nice to meet you.
It's kind of a joke.
I'll extend a hand for a handshake. My name's Kaladin. Kaladin King. Nice to meet
I
you.
will shake his hand. It's nice to meet you too, even in these circumstances.
Now, was
Ah,
Calhoun saying anything? I thought I heard you speak.
I was starting
No.
to say something. I was saying
Okay.
just about the hey, I'm Grinkle. I noticed when you healed our friend, you look a little different from I've seen in the past. You got some cool stuff going on.
Yep, yes, I do. That is one of the things I am searching answers for.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm not sure how I'm doing this.
Oh, okay. Is it safe?
Hey, well,
Just
I
kinda-
feel a hell of a lot better.
All right.
Must be, good rather than evil.
yeah.
Anyways,
Must-
what's going on with these tables?
So
Yeah.
let's see.
If I spend some time here, would I know where what stuff is?
Well, the stuff on the tables looks different. So you imagine some of the wizards here may have done things after you deactivated. And you're not sure where they would have gone, because during the cataclysm, obviously they couldn't have left the vault. They would have just been destroyed.
Maybe they just left me.
Yeah, you're not sure. But all right, so there's definitely some sort of process in effect on this table, some sort of ritual, which I'll say those of you with Arcana would recognize as a basically an enchanting ritual. There is, looks like. Hang on a sec. Just gonna roll for it.
What are the chances it's hand wraps?
0.
But a one in,
Zero.
Your,
one in
your,
six
your
chance.
fighting style did not originate
Yeah,
A
last
1 in
cycle.
6 chance.
the monk never finds magic weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like there was some sort of enchanting ritual being done. There is a very fine-looking short bow on the table. You'd guess is masterworked, and it looks like they were going to enchant it, making it magical. I'll say, yeah, like.
I love short bows.
Oh, all right.
Sorry.
But it looks like the
you
ritual
can-
is not complete yet. Give me Arcana checks, anyone with training. Okay. So I'll say Grinkle, Calroon, you would guess there's probably about another 2 days left on it to finish the ritual. And it looks like it is a ritual to enchant the weapon with a +2. That
Interesting.
said, this ritual could be done on any weapon. So it doesn't have to be
Oh,
the
very
short
cool.
bow. You also
Does it
see...
appear like maybe we could repeat the enchantment?
I mean, you need the correct components, and you need a recipe.
okay.
Which the components are there. You don't see a recipe, and it does look like if you wanted to,
Okay.
you could kind of break this enchanting ritual and take all the components instead.
Hmm.
Which
Wait, but
would
could
be
I, like,
a
I
fairly
mean-
substantial amount of arcane components.
I know this is sort of selfish. I'm not saying we have to do this, but could I, for example, put my hand wraps and enchant those?
So
I
the
think they need
hand
to be
wraps,
martial
unfortunately, are not exactly a weapon. Hand wraps would give a bonus to unarmed strike, but the unarmed strike for a monk is a particular type of attack, and it's not necessarily like the same what's it called, recipe as like a +2 to a bow or an axe or something. So that would be a different recipe.
Makes sense.
Okay, so I let everyone know kind of what's going on here, and then I said, do we have any...
Can we take it
What
with
are
us,
our-
or do we have to take the
No,
whole
why
table?
don't we finish looking around the room, and then we'll figure out what we want to do here.
Yeah,
So this
because guys,
ritual-
we already have one of those in our camp. If you remember, we had a dagger like that, and we had to take it together with the whole table, and it's still sitting there because we don't have time to
Oh.
finish it.
Okay, and then we'd just be missing the recipe, right?
So you don't think you could move this table or this ritual? The table, and actually the tools here are way more specialized than the ones in the other lab you found. And this table is probably a little too bulky to just be carrying around with your camp.
Okay.
Do you
It's
think
also
moving
about
the-
1,200 years old, and it may fall apart.
Yeah, and like the other
Yeah.
things in this place, you're not sure how well it will do outside of the magical protection fields.
Interesting. But maybe it's worth to finish. Like, I think such a powerful magical weapon may be worth a couple of days of resting here.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
but let's look
do
around.
we want to use it on the bow? Or...
I have
Let's-
2 masterwork longswords that I need
Okay,
to
yeah.
translate to Blackwater.
Nil, what do you wield? Like, I think you had a nice battle axe. What
Yeah.
about that?
Yes. I
Didn't
do.
we get a nice masterwork thing?
I think this
Uh,
should definitely go to someone who often attacks with a melee weapon, and I think
Yeah.
out of like I'm fine with my sword. I'm not giving it away. I'm not letting you enchant it with anything. Don't touch. But And and for example, Grinkle. Well, I know Grinkle is okay with his crossbow, but mostly
Yeah, it would
I
probably
think
be pretty unfair if I had it. I kill a lot of people. So.
Grinkle's male strength is his painting and his skill, and I don't think you can enchant his brush.
That's right. That's right.
As Rob talks about his sword, I go over to Patchwork and I explain what is going on quietly whilst Rob's doing that.
I wanted to say you see Patchwork kind of wander off, also looking around, and then all of a sudden you see her her eyes light up, kind of like the headlights of a car, and that's her version of casting the light cantrip. So that's
Alright,
how
Maybe.
so
that's
she
how
is
we did
now.
it in my last group. I'm now a light source.
Alright, so she is now shedding light.
I was just going to say, just to make you aware, as we are traveling around, the sword that Robert is holding is cursed. We believe it is cursed, meaning he is forced to attack anyone, friend or foe, if they try to pull away from it in combat.
Interesting.
Ask Wrinkle about two big scars that he has on his back, because he keeps forgetting that this happens, but
I
he
keep
isn't in
forgetting
control
these
of it,
things,
and
eh?
it is
Yeah,
currently on the back burner. That was one of the things we were going to sort out once we get back from this.
The ominous red aura around his token.
Yeah, that's the death aura.
Yeah, that is good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, you
Alright,
definitely should bring it up to Wrinkle.
so
I feel like I might or I should be able to do something against that, but strange.
Yes.
Um,
However, the problem is the sword is very, very powerful, and we had a lot of hobgoblins that we had to fight, so it was a calculated risk. On
I understand.
alright, so
yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Luke.
I was gonna say on the second table here, which appears to be some sort of alchemy lab. It looks like there are some components and a couple of potions. Looks like
Oh,
3
those are new.
potions. To be
I will
exact,
I
go ahead.
I will look at those. Those are new.
And you,
They weren't here when I fell asleep.
yeah, and it looks like there are a couple of books opened to pages with recipes on them, which
Oh.
I will put in the
Can I tell
chat.
what potions they are? I have proficiency with alchemy stuff.
Yeah, if you want
You have
to
everything
take
we've ever wanted.
if you want to take 10 minutes, you can examine them with your alchemist kit. You have herbalism too, right?
Yes, I have both.
Yeah, so you can basically identify the potions.
Yeah.
All right, so passing some
Like
time.
pick them up, hold them against like the light coming out of her eyes, examining them, putting them down again.
Yeah. All right. So I
Oh,
assume
what
you all
I
are gonna
forgot to
let
say,
her.
what you might notice about Patchwork, she might not really have a face, so she can't express her emotions with facial expressions, but her body language is very very
Like
like
animated.
humanoid. Yeah, she makes up for it in like body language, and yeah,
But where does the voice come from?
it's strangely unconstruct like.
The voice, I
What?
think, just emanates from her because she doesn't seem to. Right? She doesn't seem to have a mouth or a throat.
Yeah, if you listen very closely, her voice actually comes out of her chest, from the core.
Okay.
All right. Now, does anyone have an issue with her examining the potions? I assume not, but I thought I'd ask.
No.
No.
I don't think
I
so.
don't have an issue.
All
Oh,
right.
we've down to some tables down here.
Can I
Yeah.
look at the books with recipes in it, though?
Sure. So it looks like there is a, as I put in chat, greater healing potion recipe and a potion of growth recipe. And it turns out those are the types of potions you find here. which would make sense.
These are 2 greater healing potions, and this is a potion of growth. I do not need them as I cannot consume them, but you can go ahead and have them. I don't think there is anyone else around to use them.
So
Potion of growth.
technically, just FYI, I think in the new rules, potions can just be kind of poured on someone to have the effect happen. Like you don't have to actually drink
Huh.
them. So Patchwork might still be able to benefit from them. Unless you
Yeah,
want
but
to just
I-
keep it that you can.
Ah.
Yeah, because in the last group I said that she can't actually drink potions. She can make them, but she can't actually drink them because her body is not made to
Yeah.
digest that, I guess.
Because I think,
I would like to continue that.
yeah, as part of the, and I mean it's more cosmetic, but as part of the lore of potions, like if someone's wounded, you could just kind of, empty the potion on them and it starts to heal their wounds. It doesn't have to be something you drink, although drinking is the more common way to get the effects of a potion.
Yeah. I want to say that potions don't work on Patchwork, but she makes them for others.
Okay.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Potion of growth.
Kaladin.
Yeah, I had a period I had to use
Yeah,
that for a
I'd
bit.
be very interested in that potion of growth.
Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, imagine Kaladin twice as big and swinging his arms and grappling everyone.
big.
Oh, he'll be unstoppable.
Yep.
Just
Yeah,
take it.
there's some things that are just a little too big to grapple, but with that potion, nothing will be out
Yeah,
of my reach.
you could like with this potion, you could grapple like a boulet. I think.
Alright, so
That's perfect. I'll take it.
it does look like there are some bookcases around you as well, with various papers. This table looks like it's part of the laboratory. You don't see any experiments on the table. There is an odd-looking tome sitting there, closed, with some weird arcane symbols on it. Over here, where Rob is, it looks like there is a looks like almost like a wine rack, except it doesn't have wine in it. It has a couple more potions.
Hey,
there-
Patchwork.
there may
Probably
have been-
something else for you here.
There
Yes,
may have
she
been
will
more
keep
at
a
some
distance.
point. There's a bunch of bottles in it that are empty, but 2 of them do have liquid in them.
Yeah, I will keep my distance and take a look
Well,
at them.
this doesn't like this only works in combat, just out of character. So you like if we just talking and you move away, he would not hit you. But in
Yeah,
in
that
the
was- that
heat
was
of
in
combat, yeah,
that
but
was in
still
character
worse being careful. Yeah. Do you mind, guys, if I take one of those greater healing potions and maybe let's give? Is there anyone who doesn't have any? Like Nil, you often are on the verge
I think
of dying.
Wrinkle only has 1 healing potion currently.
Okay.
I don't have any.
normal
If I
ones.
could have the other one, please.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
take it.
I think Calruin would be. It's very important to have our main damage dealer healthy.
I was gonna say more dwarf guide. And facility admin.
Main damage
probably
dealer.
as
You
well.
talking about me, Rob?
Yeah. I was talking about you.
MVP.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alright, so Calroon takes one of the greater healings, and the other one goes to... Who?
Well,
Robert.
Robert? Okay.
I'd like to have a look at this book on this book.
Alright, so you pick up the dusty old tome, taking a look at it. Do you speak Celestial? By any chance?
I do not.
Alright, so I'll say you recognize the language because you remember there was Celestial in another part of this place, so the symbols look very familiar to you. But you can't read it necessarily. It looks like this book is written in Celestial.
Whenever we want to know, I could cast comprehend languages again. Just let me know whenever we want to read that book.
I mean, we can read it now if you can.
Yeah. I guess I was just thinking, like, if we want to keep.
I don't think we're in a
room
hurry,
first, or
and
read
I
it
have And I have a suspicion we will stay here to finish the ritual, so I think we might as well spend our time.
Well, we should probably
yeah.
let Tavi and that know that we're okay as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll cast it then. That's level 2. I don't have any more level 1.
Are you doing it as a ritual or using a spell?
You can do it as a ritual?
Comprehend? Yeah.
that's-
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do that. Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay, I'll do a ritual.
In
Yeah,
the
as well.
time he takes, could Patrick figure out what the potions are?
Yeah. So yes, you can do that as a ritual. You have it. Well, yeah, you're a bard. You don't prepare spells. Okay.
Oh, I have to keep it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
so
I'll do
I
that.
can do that.
You find 2 more healing potions, just normal ones. Looks like. And also. Oh wait.
I will
Yeah.
pocket these, but I will do it obviously. I'm not trying to hide it.
All right. So yeah, you would see her.
Is there anyone of us who doesn't have at least one healing potion?
I
Not-
don't.
Yeah, I think we should give at least one for you. Then there is like you can help someone to if they fall. I think like at least give it to someone who doesn't have any.
So Rob.
And then
asks,
maybe Patch.
or go ahead.
No, and then Patchwork, you can have the second one.
Oh yeah, sure. I figured you were doing something. I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, it's fine.
You can have both. I can't use them, as I said.
You can
Alright.
use one other people though.
All right.
So do you want me to write down 1 or 2?
Two.
Yeah, let's just take 2.
Okay.
Alright, so you take those 2. And who's taking the strange tome?
I was.
Okay.
It will go with my other strange book that I have, which is the
Yeah,
Journal
I'll-
from the Deathlock. I'm
I'll help
collecting my
translate it
strange
for-
book collection.
Okay.
Just perhaps, if you're done with the potions, give me back the bottles, and I might be able to make more.
Awesome. Very useful, Patchwork. Thank
if
you.
I find the right herbs, that is.
Ooh, the right herb.
And I don't know how much the world above outside has changed.
Yeah, I guess we don't know how much it's changed for you either.
Yeah. I don't know if I will be able to find the same plants I used.
That's fine.
different
We have
stuff.
these recipes here.
That is one thing I'd like to check to see if the star map still matches up with today, or like if stuff has changed over the thing. That might be
star
quite
map?
interesting. Well,
on
just,
my chest.
yeah,
Yeah.
just when we get outside, I'll check.
Oh, I see.
Does this world have a North Star of Polaris?
I mean, yeah, it would probably have similar stars to that you have
Because-
you have on your star map.
Because even in our world, the North Star changes like every few millennia. I want to say for her it's been so long that the North Star depicted on her constellations is the wrong one. Now it's a different one.
Well, yeah, especially from where your star chart was actually made, it's been even longer. So.
Yeah.
So another 10 minutes pass for the comprehend, and this, strangely enough, looks like it calls itself the book to better oneself, and it has a bunch of strange instructions for different practices that apparently better mental acuity.
Cool. Is this something? So, right now I have comprehend language. Do I read it to nil? How do we best? What do I do here?
Well, there's a lot of stuff to read. This is a very large tome. It could take you
Okay.
days to read all of it, but it just seems like a bunch of different mental exercises. And according to the Celestial, it is supposed to improve one's mental abilities.
Okay. Well, I let Nil know that. Hey, Nil, your book collection's got a interesting book there now.
This could be magical, and actually, I'll say give me Arcana checks. You might know something about this. Anyone who
Me too.
has training. Okay. Yes, so you... I'll say Nil and
Ooh.
Grinkle. You guys probably have seen something, or at least heard, probably not seen, because these are extremely rare.
Yeah. Crinkle's a spy. He's seen things.
But these books generally function once every 100 or so years, and can make someone more wise.
Mm.
Oh my god.
They're
that-
magical.
Feels like
Oh,
they
that
would
could be good.
increase their mental stats, some would say.
Yes, if the rituals are undertaken, then it's supposed to make you more wise.
No. Here you go, bud.
Very
Put this in your
valuable
collection.
find.
Okay.
Cool.
Once it's used, it will deplete the magic and should not be usable for another 100 years or so. So you imagine the dwarves probably used it and then it was left here and recharged.
Probably quite useful in a dwarven
Very cool.
life. You know how you
now we
revisit a
know-
book after a long time? You wait 100 years and try to use it again, see if you remember it midway through.
But guys, now we know what we're gonna do next 48 hours. We will complete the ritual and we will be upgrading Nil. Basically.
Cleric does have comprehend languages, right? I don't have to have Grinkle recite the book to me.
That I am not sure about. You could check, but
No.
otherwise
We'll do
yes,
it
you would
Cleric-
need
20 minutes
Grinkle.
before bed.
Clerics don't get comprehend languages.
Well, it looks like
I have
Grinkle's reading
comprehend
you
languages.
a bedtime
I'll
story.
read it for you. An hour before bed every day.
And
It's gonna take
then
48
you have
days.
to think very
And
hard.
then-
and then
and
you
then
think about
he went-
this. Or go ahead.
Good night, Nil.
All right.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Just another chapter of meditation, please.
We have a
Just
big
one more.
adventure tomorrow, Nil. Big adventure tomorrow. You have to go to sleep.
Oh, you always say that.
But also on the table, looks like just some, some magical components.
What about this place?
So this looks like another magical enchanting area, but it might be somehow. You don't know if it's enhanced or what's going on because there are runes scribed on the floor around it.
Interesting. Can someone smarter than me take a look?
I took the Arcane Maho, by the way.
Okay.
This sounds like a Calroon problem.
Calvin problem.
There's glowing runes. It's definitely cowering.
Exactly. Great Bloomer is called Calroon.
Give me a moment. I'm going to go down there and take a look at it real quick.
Oh, a door! I didn't notice it. Guys, see, there is a door here.
Now
I
that
thought
looks like a nil problem.
do I
That's-
know?
nil
Do I know
Wait,
whether?
wait. Let's
where that door
let's look
leads?
at everything. Don't open it right away.
Okay.
Do I
Yeah,
know where
so
that leads?
you believe that leads to a library area.
Yeah, I will
Here, go
tell
ahead.
that.
Yeah, that's leads to a library area where many of the people doing the experiments basically did their research. Kind of a collection of
Or
books.
it's something that used to be library 1200 years ago. We have no idea what this might be now.
Yes,
You-
but this room is also still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
These-
that the library
These people
here.
often keep their books in good condition with magics.
Hmm. Interesting. But let's look at everything we can hear and then go to the next room.
Yeah, and
You
you
said
know.
there were books up here.
Yeah, there's some look like books and some scrolls. Looks like some just research that people may have taken from the library for various purposes. They just hadn't put it back
Let's
yet.
do Calroon at the magical table first before we
Yeah.
kind of forget.
Alright, so Calroon, give me an Arcana check as you examine these symbols.
I'm not
So
rolling good.
no, you're not. But it isn't actually too hard to see. You don't think that these symbols were part of the original construction of the lab?
Hmm.
Like these symbols may have been drawn later by someone else. And in fact, looking at these runes, you think they were traced in blood, which definitely looks odd to you, at least for the aesthetic of the rest of the lab, which is
Was that here when I fell asleep?
no. That table did not have
Ah.
those symbols around it.
Those symbols are certainly new. The people who were here before would not have done such a thing.
It seems a little bit out of place for being in a place so old like this. I'm
What
not
does it
quite
say?
what
Is it in
to say.
Dwarven?
Can I?
No, it's blood.
Well, but is it are the words in Dwarven? You could drive in Dwarven in blood. I don't know.
They're written in
Ah.
Dwarven blood, maybe.
What language is it?
They are magical symbols, probably part of some kind of ritual, but with your 14, you're not sure what the purpose of it was. You're guessing it has something to do with this station here. And actually, maybe intelligence might give you some insight, just a straight intelligence check. I don't think there's a skill that covers this. Let's say Calrune.
This is not a saving throw.
No, you just click on int and it'll do the roll on your sheet.
Yeah, just the stat
Oh, there
score.
you
It's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. So yeah, this is weird. And you just shrug. Like, none of this makes much sense.
So,
I'm
from
still
staying
feeling sick.
here for a while, would I kind of know what this station does from watching the people here?
I mean, you know, it was one of the magical laboratory stations, but there's it's not like there was a unique purpose to this particular table. At least as far as you know, you're not. Do you have Arcana as a proficiency?
No.
Yeah, so you don't know too much about what this particular table did.
Yeah. When people were still here, this station didn't seem particularly unique. And they definitely did not make these runes, so whoever came here in the meantime did this and maybe used the station for something else than it was intended to meant for.
Is there anything on
Well-
the table I can see?
Well, let me. Calrune, what were you saying before I go jump over?
I was gonna ask if that ritual that the druids taught us, if I could use that to like deactivate these runes if they're still active.
Well, this doesn't look like Rune Master work. As Patchwork kind of stated, this may have been done by someone else, which would make sense with some of the other stuff you found in this lab after you came in. It could have something to do with whoever caused the demon attacks and whoever was doing that research to create a demon soul crystal. This might be something they did. Though you wonder
Cool.
how they would have got in here with the place sealed off like it was, unless they did it before it became sealed off.
That would make sense.
Were you saying
Okay.
something, Nil?
I was just gonna see if there was anything on the table that
So
I can
the-
have a look at.
Table itself is surprisingly clean. There's no, like, most of the other tables have a bunch of dust and a bunch of stuff left on them. This one looks like it was cleaned up and looks fresh, as if it's ready to do a new experiment. The tools are there, obviously, but there's no hints of what was being done here.
Okay.
And yeah, this one is a lot less dusty, like someone used it more recently.
And no one stepped inside yet, I'm guessing.
No, I don't think so. You were all just kind of looking from outside.
Okay.
Oh, screw it. I'll step in it.
Alright. No, nothing seems to happen. The runes just kind of are still there.
Okay.
There's nothing particular on the table?
No,
Alright.
like I said, it's mostly just it mostly just contains arcane implements for doing various magical experiments.
One question.
Yeah.
If this has to do with demons, would I be able to figure something out with religion? Because
Now demons
I don't
are
think.
more arcane.
Mm,
Religion's more for like undead and like uh, certain divine rituals and other things like that.
yeah, I just thought of magic circle. I figured it could be something similar.
It well, it doesn't look like that type of magic. And
Mm.
I'll say Calroon. Yeah, so you notice that most of the stuff on this table, as I said, looks like it is ready to do like more experiments, as if maybe someone cleaned this table in particular up more recently, unlike the others.
Well, guys, I think it's just beyond you guys.
Yeah,
What do we do?
probably. Well, I mean,
Maybe
if you're looking
it's
at
good. Maybe it's for
Yeah.
good that some bloody runes are beyond you. Maybe you're just better than that.
Yeah, that would make sense. That I wouldn't.
Or not as depraved to consort with demons.
Exactly.
And I can't read them with comprehend language, right? Lou, like the runes?
No, they're not meant to be a
No,
language.
no.
They're meant to be like magical symbols for channeling basically ritual energy. It's a type of thing like the explosive rune or like the one of the
Right.
wards would look like.
What about this one?
So it looks like just more books. Yeah, more books, more papers. This one seems to be another potion case.
Ooh. Patchwork. I think I found something for you.
With 5 more potions in
Right.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take a look at that.
And the rest of the stuff in this lab looks like just more instruments for arcane experiments. Alright, so you're looking at the potions. Is anyone else doing anything?
I might.
I just-
Do you want to head into this library, Calvary?
I mean, if we want to go into the library, we can.
But let's
Do
wait
we
for
not need one
Patchwork
of
to
those
finish
special
potions. And maybe then we go together.
Alright, so we're just passing some time while she's doing that.
Yeah, I think let's not split the party.
So let me just get this straight. We are going to be spending like 2 days in here to finish the enchantment on a weapon.
And the book. I'm up for that.
The book
Okay.
will take longer.
I think book was also about 2 days, right?
You have to spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer
Uh,
studying the book and its content.
you could definitely get through first couple of chapters.
Well, you could do it in 2 days if that's all you do, because it says 48 hours. I guess
Yeah.
you'd have to sleep
Yeah.
though, so maybe it'd be more like, I don't know, 3-4 days.
We could do a very big chunk of it here while we are finishing the ritual, right?
Yes, and I also want to get some of these scrolls that you guys given me written down into my spell book.
I think we all have a bit of
And-
things to do.
Will that book dissolve if we leave?
You don't know for sure, but it does seem like a lot of the things in this lab are being preserved by the magic. Usually magical items have their own unique auras that help preserve them, so the book might be okay. But you don't think you should move anything in this lab necessarily.
Also, Patchwork. I'm assuming you'll be okay to stay 2 more days here after 1200 years.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Were you saying something, Patchwork?
No, she's very much in thought.
She seems distracted.
Yeah, she's kind of down. Like she's like drooping a bit. She seems sad, but is trying not to show it. But is very bad at not showing it.
All right, so probably Nil, Kaladin, and well, Patchwork herself have the best insights. He probably would notice
Yeah, but
this.
she has awful charisma. She has awful deception.
Yeah. All right. So we're passing some time. Oh, I have my new dice to roll. All right. Let me give you the potions. Is anyone else doing anything during this time?
No, I'm just kind of just flicking through. And you said this place was left in a rush.
Well, it appears like several of the tables were uncleaned, and like I said, that
Oh,
one
just yeah.
that one ritual was still being done. It's odd they wouldn't finish it.
I'd just like to have a look around with my perception to see if I can see any like clues of how they disappeared or something.
Oh,
I did have a question real quick. When
Yeah.
you get a moment.
well, so you don't think you'll be able to find much in terms of tracking just because of how long it's
How
been.
long? Yeah.
Yeah, like all the dust that settled doesn't really tell much of a tale because they probably would have left here before that. But with your, I guess, give me like a wisdom check. Maybe you have a theory.
Oh, it's
Not
a
a
save.
save. It would be a check. So that would be -3 from that, I
3.
think.
Yeah, so 15.
So the only ways they could have left during the cataclysm is either there's a cave connected to this place somewhere that they dug into, or they used the hollow point to teleport to a different hollow point destination.
That would make sense.
So it's very likely they could have left via teleportation, or yeah, maybe the library has a hole in the wall or something.
Okay.
But those would be your theories. Calroon, what were you saying?
Yeah, from last week's session when we trapped the demon into the crystal or his essence.
Mm-hmm.
We used the demon essence from that chest to do that, correct?
I think
I'm
so,
not
as
sure.
part of the ritual.
All right, because I still have that in my inventory. I
Oh,
just
so
want to
yeah,
make sure.
that should have been used then
Yeah.
as part of the ritual.
Yeah.
Okay, and how much essence did it take to do that? Was it 200?
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to say it was 200.
All right, yeah, okay.
Although I
Because
think
we had 150 from the we had 150 from the chest, and I'm just going to delete some of the other.
okay, yeah, because you lost some of it when the chest came to life and started spewing essence everywhere,
Yeah.
flying around.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. I don't know why that
It was a
happened.
weird thing that
What
happened.
happened there?
Almost like an object was animated and dancing for some reason. It's crazy.
Nothing that could be done.
Yeah,
It just did that. That's crazy.
just did that.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
That's crazy. All right, so time is passing. Again, let me know if anyone else is doing anything.
Are we in? When you say passing, not like the 2 days yet, eh? Like just the
No.
hour?
For
Okay,
now,
yeah.
we're just doing potions. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like 50
awesome.
minutes. 'Cause
Yep.
Patchwork is testing these.
How long would it take for me to scribe down a scroll into my book?
I believe it's 50 maho of ink per level and 1 hour per level. I think are the times for scribing. Into a
And it
spell
should
book.
be half if you are if the scrolls are from your school, right?
Yes, I believe, like, depending on your specialty, it makes scribing certain spells a lot cheaper and quicker.
Unless they changed it in new edition.
No, it's not the same.
Oh, did they?
He gets. Yeah, scribing is like standardized now.
Oh, so there's no bonus for your school?
No, they gave you like a different benefit instead of that. Like he gets like to basically gets more evocation spells per level.
Alright, but scribing
Okay.
is It is an hour still and 50 maho of ink per level.
I don't know if there's new scribing rules. I'd have to look that up.
Copying a spell into the book when you find a level +1, you copy it into a spell book. If it's of a level you prepare. For each level of the spell, it takes 2 hours and 50 GP.
Yeah, so the 50 GP is the magic ink you need. Unless you're in a city. If you're in a city, then you can just pay gold to get what you need.
Okay, so it's 2 hours per level. So it's like 50. Yeah, 2 hours per level. Okay.
So it does take a little bit. Now, if you don't have magical ink, you know an alchemist can make it for you using components.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so alchemists can make magical ink, which you would need to scribe your spells.
Arcane components. Yeah.
Hey,
Am I an
Patchwork.
alchemist if I have alchemist supplies?
If you have
Yeah.
the proficiency, you are.
I have, yes.
Yeah, so then you would be technically an alchemist.
Cool.
And it's perfect since we're in a laboratory right now to get it done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would.
I
We'll
do-
have plenty of time to finally write it down.
Yeah, you could use your own tools, Patchwork, or you could use the alchemy tools in the lab, which do look like they're a little bit better.
I don't actually have any tools for my proficiencies
Oh, all right. Well, then
with me.
it's a good thing you have the labs here.
I was gonna ask. This might be a stretch. Is there? Can I look and see if there's any navigator tools in here? Because I still need navigator's tools.
Well, you could start searching through all the books. There's what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 bookcases filled with random parchments and books and just scrolls, like a whole bunch of just papers that look like they were left out, probably from the library.
Yeah,
That'd be
I'll,
perception.
I would say investigation more than perception.
Alright.
Well, maybe
You know what? I'll give you a bardic.
maybe
I'll
either.
give you a paladin.
Yeah, I'll say
I
either.
have one more. Calvin, I want you to find this. Here's the bardic, buddy.
Thank you.
I
So
paint your forehead.
I will do a perception check if you'll allow it, and then I'll use the bardic on it as well.
All right, so
And you
this
get
will-
advantage on your bardic die when it's ability check, so you can roll it again if you want.
This will take some time. So
So I'll take the 5. So that's 31 on the perception check.
okay.
Not enough.
Yeah, no,
It
no.
was 32.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely some valuable stuff on this on these things here. I'll say Patchwork finishes first though, so let me give you this potions that you found. Yeah, well, actually, they're all fairly similar.
I specifically remember this table from the other group because back then Patchwork, in that version, Patchwork didn't have alchemist supplies proficiency, so we had to identify them.
With identify.
Yep.
Alright, well, those are the
Strange case, but-
potions, mostly healing.
Huh.
Oh.
I'm going to look around and see who is currently not busy.
Now, let me pass the time before you do that. And also, I have
Robustry.
to tell the monk what he's found. And you don't have any penalties like with exhaustion or anything, right?
No, I would have if I was still poisoned, but luckily that's gone. So
Yeah, it was removed. All right. So you find a couple of scrolls actually
oh,
on the
very cool.
on the shelves. You haven't finished searching, but you find those two things.
Okay, so I'll in the middle of searching. Was Calroon currently scribing, or is he free?
I don't know. Did Calroon start his scribing?
Oh,
I
think he
don't
needs
have the
the
ink yet.
Okay, so
okay.
I'll hand the scrolls to him then. Be like, hey, you might be interested in these, and then I'll continue searching.
Okay.
Oh, and if I see that he's a wizard, right?
Calroon, yeah, the dwarf seems to be a wizard.
Is he currently busy? Because if
I
he's
mean,
not,
he's probably looking over some of the scrolls that were just given to him
Ah.
by Kaladin, but he doesn't look busy.
well, I don't know who to go to, so I'll just call out, I guess. These potions are more healing potions. 2 greater, 3 common.
Hey, good. Can I take one big one, and the rest we can give someone?
Sure, yeah, I just didn't know who to give them to. I'll just hand all 5 to him.
Okay, I'll.
You
Do you
take
want one? Maybe you know what? You said that you cannot use potions, but maybe have this one small one in case you're out of magic and you have to heal someone else.
Yeah, sure, that could work. I could give them
So
to
let's
someone.
give you one small healing potion. I know, Grinkle. One another one.
Yeah, why you don't want 5, Rob?
I have 2 already. Come on, like I'll have
Okay,
2,
okay.
and
I'll
let's
take
take
distribute it
one.
among others.
I'll take
Oh,
one.
yeah, I'll take one.
You don't find a
So
magical
yes,
lamp
let's
every
give
day.
one to Nil, one to Grinkle. I have another greater one. Paladin, maybe for you. Do you want a greater one? Because you are getting hit, I think, more than others.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it.
I think, yeah, that's good. And then another small. So it will be one for Patchwork, one for Grinkle, one for Nil, and greater one for Kaladin, and greater one for myself. I think that's how. And
Alright,
sorry,
make sure
Kaladin,
you
I skipped you.
make sure we record those.
Yep.
Mine's written down.
Okay. So
Alright.
Mine is 2.
alright, so you're continuing to search as time is passing. Oh, was Calroon, did you say you wanted to ask Patchwork about making you ink?
Yeah, about making magical ink that I can scribe into my film book. Right? Yeah.
Alright. So
See if she
Patchwork,
knows how to do it.
you know you could do it, especially with the lab in here. It would take you about an hour, and you could brew up to 2,000 maho of ink. You just need that much in components, or however
Holy
much.
shit.
However
Like,
much you want it to convert,
what?
but it's 1 to 1.
Yeah. How much I can make depends on how much components you can give me, because I don't currently have any. But I'm able to make some in an hour.
Is it so that magical components of like CR like 9 monster
Well,
go
those
same?
are essences. Those aren't
Essence.
components. Those are different.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's,
and
I
can you
have,
can we get as components from essences as well?
Yes.
If
So
we're
you can turn essences into components. That also just requires alchemy and some time. You can
Okay.
also do it as a, if you have like arcana, you could do it. Basically like arcana for arcane components, religious for divine, and nature for primate.
And what kind of essences are becoming arcane components?
So you could convert half the maho amount into components.
It doesn't matter if it was like an Amber Hulk essence or a skeleton essence, like
that
Paladin essence. What?
No, I mean, wasn't it so that
you
like
can
only
sacrifice
undead
both.
essences were converting into arcane components, and like
yeah. So
beast essences
the
were?
type did matter. Let me go review my rules really quick. What did I have?
Yeah,
for that?
undead make religious components. Like
Yeah.
demons make arcane, and beasts would make nature, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And similar like
Alright,
different
and
types. Go
I
ahead.
I have 590 arcane maho,
Okay.
Oh my god.
and yeah, and
Yeah,
so
and
I
we
need
also
to
have a
convert the
bunch of
maho into
demon
components.
essence, I think.
Yep, you just figure out how much you want converted, and I'll just wait.
I mean, what spells do you want to get?
Definitely wanting to write down magic missile right now as a cantrip.
As a first level spell.
Oh, that's as a first level spell, not a cantrip.
That's 50. No, that's 100, I think. No, it's a 50. Yes, that's 50.
Yeah.
So that's going to cost me 50 arcane maho or
Yep.
100.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's
50.
50 Arcane Maho and 2 hours.
Okay. Yeah, if you can convert 50 arcane maho into ink, so I can write this spell down, that'd be great.
Anything else? We've had. I think because we will be here for 2 days, so I think you might as well just write everything you could think of.
DM, is it possible to fail in the making of the ink so that he gets less than he gave me?
No, there's no roll for it. It just takes time.
Okay,
You just have to kind of brew it up into the ink.
yeah. Okay, because I've never made ink before, and I just wanted to make sure he gets actually the amount he wants.
Yeah. Just trying to look up my rules for.
Have a lot of scrolls.
Yeah. Um,
Like, for example, sleep could be nice as well, if you don't have it. The one that was just given to you. And Snoring Strike
Yeah.
is the ranger spell. You cannot write it down. What else did you have?
There's some in the
Let's see.
on the Google Sheets also.
I have Produce Flame, I have Conjure Barrage, Tenzer's Floating Disc.
I think Produce Flame is not a wizard spell. Or was it?
Spider Climb.
I feel like knock is super useful, no?
Yeah, Knock
I
would be
think I
good.
already have Knock, though. Yeah, I already
Okay.
have Knock as well.
Okay, Produce Flame is not a wizard spell. I think the Conjure Barrage is also not a wizard spell. So, Knock you already have. Okay. Tenzer's Floating Disc, it could be useful, but I don't think it's very, maybe if you just have nowhere to spend your Maho.
Well, I mean, we can move this table in the middle of the room out. With that.
You could never walk again.
Okay, so that's all you have? Any more scroll?
No, did I say I have Flaming Sphere?
Flaming Sphere is definitely good.
so I
It's definitely
believe
worth
to make like components, it's the CR of the essence times the amount of Maho you're using. Divide that by 2. So like a CR 10 creature, or CR 1, for example, if you took 15 Maho of their essence, that would produce 7 arcane components if it was an arcane type creature. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the higher the CR, the more potent the essence or the Maho is, basically. So higher CR creatures make more components.
By now, Patchwork has just sat back down, back in the position you found her in, is kind of just resting again.
Any more spells any more scrolls you have, Calvin?
Yeah, I have Detect Thought.
Detect Thoughts. Well, could be interesting.
And Blindness and Deafness.
Detect Thought. Okay, let's think. Detect Thought. Yeah, it is a wizard spell. And Blindness and Deafness.
Although he might need more ink if you were gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like how much would it cost to write everything, since we will have enough time. I'm just
True.
Blindness and
so
Deafness is also
let
a wizard
me,
spell.
while you're doing that, let me finish his searching to see what else he finds. Because he's still spending his time searching around through all the paperwork.
Yes.
Just give me a moment. So there is a lot of stuff here. You're obviously not reading everything, but you're trying to page through it as quickly as possible, just looking for like keywords or anything that might jump out at you as making these papers useful.
Yes. And specifically, some navigator's tools would be awesome.
don't find navigator's tools, but you do find some more scrolls. Which I'll put in chat.
Another one I'll hand off to. Oh wow.
And you would also find some recipes for magical items. Which I will also put in chat. So these two recipes, and
Oh, Sentinel Shield! Heck yeah!
this third recipe. So these three recipes you find searching through all the stuff.
Ooh.
Oh, you get your tattoos.
That doesn't look like my type of tattoo, personally. But it might go better on one of you guys.
Yeah, that's
like
a good
tattoos.
shield, by the way. One could wield a two-handed sword and still be protected by a shield. That's nice.
No, that's different.
Isn't?
Yeah, the Sentinel Shield is the one that increases your perception.
Yeah, it gives them.
Yeah,
I think
this
it
one.
gives
Okay.
advantage to initiative or something like that. I forget the
I
exact
could
details.
I could use that.
So yeah, there are some, if someone wants to add those to the party recipes. I'm not sure where
Yeah.
you're keeping those. But yeah, you finished searching, so you think you've searched this room fairly thoroughly at this point.
Awesome.
One question.
Yeah.
We said that I could like transfer Patchwork's journal over. But if she's been staying here for a century, we should for the journal to still exist. Maybe it was it preserved by the magic in this room.
Yeah, your stuff on you is kind of preserved
yeah.
or help being preserved by this place, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I want to say as she's sitting there, she will write down in her journal about what's happened, like her thoughts.
Alright, so you would all notice Patchwork just kind of taking notes.
Make a little sketch of the room and how it's changed.
Yeah. Who is taking those scrolls, by the way? Just make sure the stuff gets given out, or else it'll get lost to the ether if someone just leaves it behind on a desk or something.
Yeah.
Calroon, I vote as the scroll man.
Yep.
Alright,
All
so
right.
Calroon, make
I'll
sure
be
you
taking-
record those.
Do you guys have a quartermaster or something?
No, it's just
Like
kind
someone
of
who
everyone's responsible for their own stuff, and I think who has the bag of
We
holding
do
in this
have.
group?
I think it's
Grinkle.
Grinkle.
Yeah, so Grinkle
Grinkle
kind
has
of
it.
maybe the impromptu quartermaster if they're putting stuff in the bag of holding. That's up to him to track.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
where the
we-
recipes are going.
my group had a shared Excel sheet, and
Oh, this group
I
does
was
too.
kind of-
Actually, I should give you a
Yeah.
link to that.
yeah,
It's
in
in
the
the
end,
back.
I was the quartermaster. I think there's a pinned message. It's a
Yeah, we have one
spreadsheet
of those.
from Google.
Yeah, so pretty much, like, I guess I'm de facto quartermaster, but if you get anything and want it in that bag, you can just type it on that sheet.
Yeah.
So, Calroon, if you want to write everything that we have, you need 20 hours and 500 maho. I've written it down for you.
So yeah, you could do that in 2 days.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's
we might as
doable.
well.
Yeah. So if you go to the pinned messages in the main chat,
I-
Patchwork.
I sent a request.
Oh, does it not just give it to you?
No, it says I can't enter. I needed to send a request.
I put those
annoying.
three
Let's see.
recipes in the thing, by the way.
All right,
So they're in the
I
bag.
answered your request. You should have access now.
Well, no cool monk hand wraps, but still could be very useful.
All right. And since I have all of these scrolls, I am going to use almost all of the arcane Tahoe to put these in my book.
All right. So you're gonna have Patchwork make a bunch of ink for you.
Yeah, she needs to make. Since she already made 50 and I already took that out, she needs to make 450 more ink.
All right, which you can brew up in another hour. So are we just passing the 2 days? Is that the next step, or were we gonna do some
Well,
more?
I think it's gonna. We need to check out the library, but then I think we do also need to divvy up the job of what people are going to be doing in the 2 days, because if we want to read the book, that takes me and Grinkle out. Kaladin is going to be writing. Someone will need to enchant, and then one of you two needs to do push-ups or something.
Yeah,
I can do push-ups.
we will do we will
Well, I
do a
was
bit
wondering-
of sparring. We will be sparring with Kaladin.
Yeah,
I was
we should
wondering also-
To
If
be
it's
fair,
not too meta, can we not look for like hidden rooms more? Is that too like?
I mean, you can
Can you
look as
spend
much as you
2 days
want.
looking for rooms? Like
Well, I need to
someone
check
who's
out the
not doing something,
library.
or
he
you
said,
can
he,
you
said
push
we,
up?
he said we scanned this room really well, but I can help scan the next room real quick since I'm apparently pretty good at perception.
You don't have to do it quick, is what I'm saying. We have 2 days. You know, I don't know if there's a way you can like.
Well, I'm talking about right now. Like right now, if you want me to take
Okay,
a quick
yeah.
look at the library, I can do that for you.
I was just thinking, I bet you could look at it really well. You know what I'm saying?
So the
I mean,
library door, when you get close, does have some markings on it. Looks like Dwarven, marking this as the southeastern library. The door seems to be locked.
Grinkle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's check what's there, and
Then
before
we'll
we
get to the
spend
chores.
before we settle down and spend 2 days here, let's just make sure there is nothing serious in the other room.
Okay.
The lockpick.
So yeah. Go ahead and go to the door, and you can make a lockpick check.
Rob will be hiding behind the
And you
shop.
have advantage on those, right? Because of the gloves.
The gloves, I think, give you +5.
You get +5.
But that's to, is that to lockpicking as well?
Well, I have the Nox scroll that I can use on it just to unlock it. Because I already have the spell, we can just use the scroll.
If Grinkle fails,
Well, with the 14, because you said you don't have sleight of hand, right?
I do not.
Yeah, so the 14, you think you're close,
+9
but
to sleight
you
of
might
hand, though.
need. You have +9, but you're not trained in it.
Correct. I have +5 from these.
That's right, because they changed the gloves a little. I think we fell on that you did have advantage. So I'll say. So wait, is the +5 in that Thieves' Tools roll already?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, alright, so it's accounting for it. So you almost have it,
yeah.
but you think given some time you might be able to do it. So you can
Yep.
take a second roll, it'll just take you another 10 minutes to try to get this open.
I would like to tap him on the shoulder and give him guidance.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
thanks. Patrick, you're like the most useful person we've ever met in our life.
Wow. Calroon's
I-
right there,
Ever.
and then
Shots-
Kaladin, and then
shots
me,
fired.
and then
Completely the
Rob.
most
Well, I am
useful,
thankful
the
that
most
you-
useful party member I've ever encountered in my life.
Well,
That's
well, I am thankful. That seems to
really
be mean
appre-
to the rest of your
And
friends.
I
don't you
was
think?
talking to everyone; they all agree also.
Well, I guess if I find any cool
Ah.
books in the library, I'm not telling you.
Guidance. Don't forget guidance.
Oh yeah, D4. There you go. The most useful.
Oh! Alright, so you
Wow,
have-
you're truly the most useful
Everyone's
guard.
staring at me now. Everyone's closing in. Okay, I'm getting nervous.
Well, if
Yeah.
it's advantage, that's a 20, isn't it?
Oh, he doesn't have advantage. He just has the +5.
Oh. Never mind then.
I usually can get in. I can usually get in here. I swear.
Hey, Calrin, show him how useful you are.
He locked.
Alright, I walk over there. I use my knock scroll and I just unlock it. And then
Alright, so the scroll lights up as the magic comes off of it, and you just hear a click.
Hmm.
Believe
And
the
very
That's how
door.
you
loud
open a
boom.
door.
I loosened it. I loosened it.
Alright,
I poser as I walk away.
poser. So the door opens into a library. There's a bunch of shelves in here.
Alright, I'm gonna do a quick clear of the room before I search the bookshelves.
Yeah, I will
Dude.
follow. I will follow because I know this place kind of. I've probably been in here once or twice.
Yeah, it looks very dusty, like no one's been in here a while. Give
I
me
say,
perception checks. If you're
Of
looking
course,
around.
of course.
Do a quick
I'm
scan of the place.
not rolling well today.
Alright, so Kaladin, and I'll say Nil too. As you're looking around, at one point you see, looks like a little wisp of dust kind of in the southern part of the library. Like just a odd kind of out of place, like poof of dust. It was very minor, but it definitely caught your attention.
You see that
okay.
now?
Yeah, I'll get closer as well.
Yeah, I think me and him will walk up together.
So, I'll say survival might tell you something.
Oh, can I do that too?
Sure, anyone who's looking can.
I'm not doing well
If
today.
you have training.
I
don't
have training. But I also just woke up from a 120-year-long nap.
So,
You
Robert,
should be feeling very refreshed.
1,200-year nap.
there are signs
Oh,
of
jeez, yeah.
some sort of creature moving around here. There's like little marks in the dust.
Hmm.
And it's very recent.
Interesting. It does
Well,
feel like there was a creature here.
back to the door, just in case something tries to get out.
Is it the Shadow Lord again? The coward.
What
I
kind
don't
of
know.
creature?
Maybe let's not, guys. Let's not all cramp together. If there is something here, let's spread out.
Not hug
Well,
for
good idea.
safety.
And I'll say, let's see, who was looking? Nil, you got an 18?
Yeah.
So, and you have
Oh, that was-
knowledge of Arcana, right?
Yes.
You would guess there might be something invisible in this place. Judging by the kind of wisp of dust and the fact that you don't see anything. Or it's just very well hidden, like maybe it's behind one of these bookshelves
Okay.
or something.
I think it might be invisible.
Um,
Ro-
What? I
Rob
have fairy
starts
fire.
touching everything around him.
I have. Wait, how big is this room?
It is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rob has blind sight, but you don't see it, Rob.
Oh.
No, I don't think I do have blind sight. I don't have blind sight.
Oh, don't you? Okay.
I'm
I
gonna
would-
use my dwarf
I
power
would-
and I'm gonna use my tremor sense.
Oh, I could have done fairy fire.
No, but let's not use a spell slot. We have something that.
Well, it's not a spell slot.
No, I mean let's not use spell slot if we can use tremor sense from Talrun, I think.
Yeah, go ahead, link your ability.
Alright.
you'll probably have to walk in here.
I'm walking here.
There it is.
If I did that crystal
Okay,
kind
the
of
new
stolen,
stone cunning. Alright.
I would have invisibility.
I'm just gonna start. Oh, the door's closed.
I mean,
All right.
60 feet. I mean, he'd definitely be able to tell where it is, right?
So you walk in, and you think you feel something moving behind the bookcases here, kind of going up north. Seems like something kind of
I go to block
sneaking.
it in.
It's coming. It's showing up.
Where?
I'll
It's
try and
behind
block
the-
it in top.
Behind these bookshelves.
So you say
I'll
this
start
out loud?
reaching in and try.
Yeah.
All right, so it
Can I
stops
start
moving.
reaching and grabbing for it?
Sure. So give me, I guess,
I'd like to attempt to grapple if that's possible.
Give me. Well, you have to see your target to grapple it, I think. You could
Yeah, for
just
sure.
try to grab randomly behind, like back behind the bookshelves. So I guess
That
give me a
Fire
couple.
let everyone see him?
Huh?
Does fairy fire let everyone see him?
Oh, they use stone cutting. She
yeah.
could use fairy fire if she wants. That might help. Did you want to cast fairy fire, Patchwork? Because they wouldn't know what you're thinking. They
Like-
couldn't say, "Don't use spells." They have no idea what you can do, unless you
so
actually ask.
This
them.
room is contained, and if we're looking for, I don't know these people. We're looking for something invisible. Yeah, I'm going to cast fairy fire.
Oh,
All right.
It's
So.
a 20-foot cube and lights up stuff. Wait.
All right, and kind of
Yeah.
using where Calroon pointed out, you throw a fairy fire spell. All right. So
That's a dexterity saving throw for whatever that is.
Yep. All right. All right. So the area is what's the color of lights again?
It's green, blue, or purple. I think I'm going to choose like green, like plants, like leaves.
Okay. So yeah, the area is suddenly like has kind of a greenish hue to it, and you see the outline of a small creature. Looks reddish, which kind of squeals when you see it, and will say something in Infernal.
Is that initiative, or can I grab it?
I'm
I'm not trying to kill it. I'm trying to grapple it.
Here. We can do initiatives. Well, actually, I don't think we need initiatives. So you're just going to try to grab it?
Yeah.
Alright, give me an attack roll.
Well, technically, he has to make a saving throw if I can see him.
Oh, because you're not
Unless you want
doing
me
it
to
as
just
part
roll.
of an attack, right?
Yeah, I'm not hurting him. I'm just trying to grapple him.
Alright, and that's, you can use Dex, right?
Yeah,
Definitely
he can
gonna
use dexterity
Dex.
or strength. It's a DC 15.
Okay. So the creature surprisingly avoids you. It says, get away from me! Now in common. And kind of floats or flies kind of to the back of the bookcase over here. Though with her concentrating on it, it has no chance of turning invisible again. So you can see it pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm going to take the dodge action just to be sure.
Catch the pigeon.
Come out. We've got you surrounded.
This is, just leave me alone. Again in common.
It's too late for that, buddy. I don't like demons and devils flying around in my library.
He says, I've been here for much longer than you. Just leave me be.
If you come out and communicate, there might be a peaceful solution.
Give me a persuasion.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
We don't negotiate with devils. He says, I don't trust you.
Well.
Just get out of here.
You've got two options: either come out and talk, or we make you come out and talk.
Give me intimidation.
Arrgh. Much more intimidating.
So it says, what do you want from me? Just leave
I want to
in
know why
peace."
you're in here.
It says, I've been using the labs for my living space for quite some time. After the other human left this place long ago, I've I stayed and I've been reading and learning about these rune masters. All right. He says,
What do you know about them?
He says, well, do I have your guarantee you will not just kill me and send me back to Avernus?
I look back to my group. You've got my word.
As a
I
rune
shrug.
master, I give you my word that we will not harm you if you come out and speak.
So he kind of cautiously steps out. He says, I am Akrid Gufari. He says, I am an imp of the hells. I was summoned here long ago to serve one of your kind. Ignore the description. You wouldn't actually know anything about him yet. He says, I was summoned here long ago to serve one of your kind. He says, then
A human?
he left me. And I've stayed here learning more about these labs and everything that I could, avoiding the demons, managing to stay in this protected area. He says there's quite a bit of information in here.
When you were summoned, did you see me sitting in the corner?
He says, yes, you were lifeless the whole time. The master didn't take much note of you. I think he believed you to just be some sort of inanimate object.
Interesting. Well, tell me, you've been in here for a long time, left alone with these books. What did you find in here? We're interested.
There's much information about studies of the labs and the surrounding areas, the magical rune arts of the rune masters and their mysterious tower. Though when I was here, the master had me helping him look for information on power crystals. He particularly wanted to find any information the dwarves had on creating soul crystals. I don't know if you are familiar with such things.
We are, a little bit.
Do I know anything about that?
Well,
If I spend time here?
So you would know you were powered by some kind of crystal. You don't know much about it. When you were here, that isn't what the dwarves were worried about. They were just kind of surviving during the cataclysm. So whoever this guy's talking about was probably after you. Though you're kind of curious if he was so interested in power crystals, why he didn't take yours. It would have been easy for him to do.
What can you tell us? Is there anything of value in this library? We've searched the lab pretty thoroughly, but not this area.
He says, the books, of course. The value is in information. This is the more brutish of my kind would not understand, but books can be more deadly than any weapon, any flaming sword a demon might wield. He says,
like the Baylor, perhaps. Is he a friend of yours?
He says, demon scum. No demon is a friend to a devil. We have literally fought endless wars with their kind over the abyss and other places. He says, I am an infernal blood. The demons are abyssal, demonic creatures. All they care about is chaos and destruction. Worthless. Nothing to be gained.
Is that true?
Yeah. That is
if you have Arcana, then yes, you would know that demons and devils are hated enemies of each other.
So,
Although they're both evil, demons are more about wanton destruction and chaos, and devils are more about trickery and evil through more organized means.
Okay.
Lawful evil versus chaotic evil.
Okay.
He says, but I was not summoned as part of the Master's experiments. I was summoned as a helper to him.
I understand.
Did your master ever see his work completed?
He says, no. He left, strangely, before he was able to create it. There was some sort of problem, and demons flooded this place. Luckily, I was able to be sealed within the lab and library areas. Being small, I could move easily through the vents from one to the other.
Interesting. You were saying there's lots of knowledge here, especially about the rune masters. I think my wizard friend Cal Rune might be interested in that.
Do you know,
Go ahead.
do you know your master's name?
He says, I served Malik.
What race was Malik?
I believed him to be a human, much like some of you. He did seem much more powerful than a normal human, though.
So how does Malik guy be able to gain access to these runes?
He says, I don't know. It was not my task to ask him this. I just served him as his summoned companion.
What's your goal, Devil?
He says, well,
What would you have us do?
give me a persuasion check.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'll see if he wants to.
He says, I do not owe you anything, priest. Do not need to tell you anything.
No, but it is my duty to protect this plane. And your machinations in the background could be a not a great problem, but could make life worse for the people living on it. So I ask you again, what are your intentions?
Give me,
If you
I
don't
guess.
want to go back to hell, where do you want to go from here?
You can both give me persuasion or intimidation.
I am not rolling well today.
He says, Why would you threaten me? As I said, I just wish to learn from these books. He says, I do not have greater goals other than that. I was summoned to be a servant and left.
So what will you do
Can I
if
do
we
insight
leave
on
you
that?
here?
He says, well, I suppose I'll keep reading these books. If the demons have been taken care of, perhaps I can leave this place finally.
Yeah,
And
can
what
I do
will
an
you do
insight
then?
also with... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, you haven't said much. What did you want to say, Crinkle?
I heard Nail say he wanted an insight, and I would like the insight if he actually is telling the
That's
truth or
Nichols.
not.
Yeah, I'll join.
Sure, you guys can do insight.
I'm trying to figure out what he's going to do if we leave him here.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
So he seems like he's being honest about wanting to read more, which is strange. You don't generally know imps to be overly intelligent. I mean, they're not dumb, but generally speaking, they're kind of average to slightly above average intelligence. They work better as stealthy servants to wizards and such. But he
I
would
kinda
say,
like him.
I just wish to be left alone to continue to read these fascinating works. Says, perhaps
Oh.
now I can use the hollow again.
Robert will come to Grinkle, and he will kind of elbow him and saying like, "Hey, I have a point to make to the imp. Can you help me out?"
Yeah. What do you want to say?
Whisper,
And
whisper, whisper.
let's come with me.
I'm
Robert
coming
will
with you.
So
Robert
we both
will
can.
It's gonna back off. Stay away!
We're good,
Robert-
man. I kind of like you a little, actually, man. You seem like a cool little dude.
Robert
What do you want?
Robert will tell him, look at this, and he will show him the sword in his hand. This sword wants to find his identity. He wants to remember who it is. And right now,
Celestial weapon.
it won't.
Hisses at
And
you.
this sword wants nothing more than to kill demons and outsiders. And I'm fighting right now to hold it in place and not to kill you right away. But
Yeah.
I've heard that you have read a lot of books. If you
give-
tell me,
Yes.
Go ahead.
We
and
know
if you
you-
tell me,
you've
if you
read
if you tell me who, if you tell me everything you know about General Vorgan, I may be able to.
We can help you out.
You may be able to help without me having to kill you.
You scratch our back, we scratch yours. You know.
So, Rob, give me an intimidation with advantage, and I'll give you an inspiration point for that.
I'll use inspiration as well for this.
Oh, all right.
Hands it straight back to you.
Well, it's supposed to be
Uh,
after you make it, so technically you wouldn't know you were getting it for it, but sure.
Okay. No, I had it. I
Use
would have
others?
used it anyway.
Oh, okay.
Have another one or?
So 15, it would say, I have lived several times through my days in the hells, and everyone, or most of my people know who Vorgan is, but he was slain long ago.
Wow.
I want to know about him. Like I'm glad you know what he was and who he was. I want to know about his life.
He's a celestial general working for one of the gods, often leading expeditions into hell or the abyss or one of the planar areas to do the bidding of his patron. He says, that's all I know off the top of my head. It's a story that many devils told as a cautionary tale to watch out for the powerful celestials that would sometimes invade our worlds. Finally taken down by the actions of several of the devils working together. He says a cunning ambush finished off the general. He is no more. The sword would say, this seems very familiar. I think he speaks truth.
And Rob will say, "You've held your world, demon, but I'll have to leave this place so I don't accidentally attack you. I don't want to be near you."
So
And
he just
I'll
kind of
walk away.
cowers. He's like, yeah. And then as you leave, he like kind of relaxes a bit. He says, oh, wait. You, dwarf, you bear the markings of a wizard, yes?
This is correct.
Perhaps I could serve you. I am very useful as a servant, especially as a research assistant. In this life as an imp, I have grown accustomed to books and research due to my time with several other wizards. Perhaps I could be of assistance to you, and I even have a powerful patron behind me who might be willing to make a devil's deal with you if you wish power.
I don't like this guy, Calhoun.
I will not
Well,
be a party to a deal with a devil. I will
don't
just
know.
fall caution, Starry. I'm just gonna leave as well.
I don't plan on making any deals with your patron. But if you want to serve me, I am sure there's some sort of task I can have you.
He says, yes. Yes, I am useful. Just let me stay and do what I was doing. I promise there will be nothing bad that comes of it. I do not wish to interfere with whatever you're doing here. Most likely plunder. I just ask you leave the books behind.
Well, if he promised, I mean,
Actually, that'll be perfect for your assignment. I need you to go through and write down copies of these books, so I don't take them.
Copies
Everything
of
that is important.
every
Perfect.
book in the library?
yes,
Not
Do we
get
have
writing.
enough
the
paper?
important one.
Get writing.
Oh, How would I know which are important to you, Master? I would need more details.
I look to the party and I ask what information they're looking for.
Well, I'll take any recipes. Well,
Hey, navig-
everybody, recipes are the top priority, and Cal
Any
Root makes you
navigator
want to
tools
learn
in
more
here?
about. I doubt it. There's mostly just books. Not
A
If anything,
recipe,
arcane
did,
crystals would be interesting to me.
Oh,
Ba-
and
Of
another thing. Do you have any books on Warforged? Relatively old books. I'm looking for very old books on Warforged.
That is what I was looking for as well.
Well, the rune masters, some of the specialists of old, mostly the artificers, had techniques to create them during the last cycle. I read several books on this sort of thing. I could get those for you if you wish.
Yes.
I would like to read those, yes.
Oh, of course, of course. He starts kind of flying over to certain bookshelves, pulling them out. He says many valuable works were also left on the outside shelves. I probably should have put them away, but I've just been keeping myself busy with reading and learning. So he'll bring you several books on Warforged.
any chance you also know about how to do that in level 2, the +2 enchantment out there? Whatever it's called. We're missing a recipe for it.
He says, the incomplete recipe. My master never had much interest in finishing that. I'm not
Know
an
where
arcanist
his
myself,
manual?
so I don't know how who started it or how it's done. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Another thing.
That's
Do
okay.
you have books on special rune techniques, special like rune master techniques? Like,
I believe there are some books on rune casting.
yeah,
I could
I want to
try
take a
to
look at
retrieve
those.
those. All right, so are you actually taking these books, or are you just getting them for research purposes?
Getting them
I-
for research purposes.
I just want to read them and then I'll give them back. Maybe
Okay.
take some notes in my journal if I find something interesting.
Yeah, so if you're just reading, that's fine. You can kind of do that as an RP thing. If you're looking to do actual, like, research as, like, a downtime project, that usually does take a while, though the imp might make it quicker if you wanted to work with him on some kind of project. So he could probably help you do it.
I would like to find out more.
Yeah, so for RP
Yes.
purposes, you could just say you're reading through these for now until, if later you want to do a research project, just let me know, because that's an actual downtime activity.
Well, one thing we
What's
could
the
do right.
difference?
Research
Do I still get
project.
information if I just read them?
So, I mean, RP wise, you could just say you're reading books for, some enlightenment, but research actually gets you, like, you could figure out answers to things, you could figure out stuff about creatures, you could figure out recipes for
Then
magical
I want to
items.
do research.
You'd start a downtime project and it would take a set amount of time, much like scribing a scroll or something, or a spell into your spellbook.
Yeah.
For
I would
research, it's
ask-
7
Probably
days.
only
Another
start.
thing-
I'll probably only start doing that after I've made the ink. But after that, I would like to do that.
Okay.
Another thing, Imp, is there a map here of where the other hollow points are connected to?
Oh, that I don't know. I don't think I've seen a map, but I believe the Hollow, if you ask her, will. Demi shall tell you about what hollow points are connected still, which I don't believe any are at this point. They're all depowered.
Yeah, I just wanted to know where in the world they are.
As
Like
well,
a map of where I can find the other points.
from the history books, they were quite numerous back in the time of the Therian. Going to all points in the Empire, wizards would use them to quickly travel. But yes, nowadays I think only this place is still powered. All the others are destroyed or unpowered. The closest one, I believe, is the Halls of Tarsus, an underground religious temple to the southeast of here. But again, I don't
I
think
have a
there's
question.
any power to it.
Since
would I... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Cal.
No, you go ahead.
Kaladin, you haven't said much.
I was gonna ask. I would be interested in possibly researching. If you think there's anything I could benefit, like any books. Maybe there's some recipes or something about related to martial arts, fighting styles, stuff like that.
Give me a persuasion.
Persuasion, huh? I'll use my one inspiration point.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
He says, I answer to the wizard, not you, shirtless man.
Wow.
Wizard.
You didn't take
Wizard,
that?
As he
you
hops
can help me
up
out.
on
Do you have
Calrin's
any books
shoulder.
on the fighting techniques?
Says, of course, master, I shall look for them. He
Bring
floats
them
over.
here.
Nice, nice.
And yeah, I'll say you can get some books on like martial arts and stuff. Made
Now,
by some of the dwarven monks.
Now, for like actual in-game purposes, can I set like what time would I have to set aside to get some benefit from researching?
Well, what would you hope to gain from reading about martial arts techniques?
Mostly, probably like recipes for crafting like special hand wraps and stuff. Maybe some special tattoos. But
to
if
figure
there's
out,
anything else to be done, I'll
so
take
it
that too.
depend on the rarity of the item. To figure out uncommon is a week, I think. Rare is like, or no, it's not a week. It's I think uncommon is 2 pieces of lore. Rare, I think, is 4, and it kind of goes up because you get lore from doing research, and the higher you roll on your check, the more lore you get.
Oh,
So-
there's an uncommon item that I would love. That I would specifically be looking for. That's useful for monks.
Yeah, though generally you need intelligence to do research projects. The more intelligence you have, the more likely you'll roll well.
He'll hire Calruin.
I don't know
Yeah,
if you
you
could
could have
disable help
Calvin
me if
do
he's
it for you.
driving.
Why don't we do a break, though? Since we're
Alright.
actually pretty far in, I forgot to do one, in case someone needs to use the restroom.
Okay, I'll be back in like 5.
It's very difficult not to spoil us stuff.
Well, some of the stuff is a lot different from when you played,
Hmm.
because each world is a little bit, I change it a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think
but
there was an
because-
imp here when you guys came.
No, he was here. That's why I knew what was going on.
The imp was here?
Yeah.
I just made this character up like a few. I don't think it was your group, unless it was a different group that
Yeah,
found
no,
an
my
imp.
my group have found like a small devil in this narrow library, like down here. But Patchwork back then had more cleric levels, and he gave us information, and she then cast banishment on him.
I don't
Like
even remember
we
that.
made a deal, like he gave us information, we would let him go back to hell, and not
Oh.
actually kill him.
Oh yeah, that might have been it. Maybe he just wasn't much of a help back then.
He was a little bit of a help, but not much.
Alright, well anyway, I'm gonna go AFK. I'll be back.
Hmm.
Okay. So how is it going to work timetable-wise for everyone doing downtime stuff here? And we should let Tarvi know that we're safe.
Sounds
as
like
well.
I'll probably be helping you get, what is it, +2 intelligence or wisdom? Eh?
Wisdom,
Cool, yeah, that'll be cool.
which will get
I'll
me
take
up
the
to
2
20.
days. Someone's gonna upgrade, and even though, what weapon are we doing? Are we doing your weapon?
Yeah, I feel a bit bad. It's like I'm getting fucking
Getting everything,
pampered.
man.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Wow.
Can we
Hey,
get the
gonna
devil to do
hog
like
it all.
foot
No,
massage?
But
like,
maybe with the wisdom. Let's think. Like, do you have some important feat that you need on level 8, or would you take ASI anyway?
I think there's some cool feats I can take.
Okay, but then yeah, then we could.
Let me just have a double
I
check.
guess the only other option would be my crossbow, right?
Yeah,
But it's
the other
already
one would
level
be-
1, so it's kind of
Yeah,
like,
it is already +1, and you're
Yeah.
not like you're not here for like you're not an archer. Like you sometimes
No,
do
I
it
know.
when
I'm
you're
just
not-
trying to think. I don't even know what other weapon we could put it on.
Well, to be fair, I could use a short bow. It's a simple weapon, so I could use it. I really would love a way to be able to put it on some hand reps. That would be so good for me.
Yeah, that would be super useful.
I was
agree.
I was thinking
I think nil.
that maybe if nil anyway, like for example, if nil doesn't need +2 wisdom right away, and he would use it on level 8 anyway, maybe Kaladin could also use it, because for you wisdom is +1 AC and plus stunning strike DC, right?
Yes.
So it's in a way also useful, and even patchwork,
Yeah.
but no, yeah, maybe not
Yeah,
patchwork.
to be completely honest, I am very low on wisdom, and with the way I'm planning my level ups, it's like I'm going to have a wisdom of 18 only at level 14.
Wow.
Wait, what's
the way
your
this
wisdom?
is going, 16.
That's not terrible. What are you taking?
Yeah.
Oh, you're taking like 2 feats, I suppose. To
Yeah,
get +1.
I have a lot of uneven scores, and there is something that I am planning that's just.
But I think for support character, like if you're planning to be support character, then wisdom doesn't matter that much. Like for your blesses, for your heals, it's not that important as it would be for someone like with an offensive spell where DC matters, like for example.
Yeah, that's also why I'm not like insisting on it. I could use like what's it called, an amulet of the devout, to get a spell save DC up. And I do want to hit my spells because I do a bit of blasting.
Yeah, I mean
But-
16 isn't terrible. It's
Yeah,
that's what most people start off
I'm
with.
just worried about having 16 wisdom until level 14 if I don't have amulet of the devout.
Yeah.
You could add it to your wish list, and then is it rare? Is it uncommon?
It depends on how much it boosts, I think.
Plus
Because
one, for
I got
example.
a amulet +1 in my last group.
I think if you add it to wish list, chances are you will eventually get it. Like
Yeah.
that's how if you add it, if it's like an uncommon thing. But yeah, like I think it's, to me it's either Nil or Kaladin, or we can just give it to Grinkle and just for the
Yeah, I think probably
Devil.
Grinkle. Use it for Idiot Laughter.
I would appreciate it, but I'm not gonna insist that I need it. The armor class bump would be nice, since I'm on front line. But it's like I said, it's not a must-have.
I think right now, like default one, let's give it to Nil, because he's
depending on how we can discuss it over the week as well. But we have 2 weeks now, unfortunately.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think it makes more sense. It's like 60% makes more sense to give it to Nil, and like 40 to Kaladin.
And then 1 to Grinkle. 1%.
And 0 to Grinkle, and
0.0. Okay, I like it.
I would really. I'm wondering if, maybe if I use some story points, do you think Lou would let me like, pull out some BS where I'm able to get that +2 on some hand wraps instead, because that I would be so happy. Like if I had a +2, I have 4 attacks around.
He won't.
That's like an average of, if I land every attack, that's an extra 8 damage, and that
No, I
boosts my
agree it would be
accuracy a
very
ton.
useful. I just don't think it'll definitely.
Well, I mean, I
think
have a lot of
story points are not
I
for
mean.
that. Story points are not for just getting items. Like story points are for some story stuff, and I think you could have, just add it to your wish list. I don't know.
Well, I
just
mean,
add
like,
it.
story point, like, oh, we find something in the library that it's like a recipe where I don't know.
Maybe like if it's a story, how you get it. Like if it's a story, how you get a recipe, and then you need like a very special component, and we go for a quest to find some, I don't know, like a heart of a manticore or something, and then we all go for a quest and we kill it, and then then it's a story. It's a quest, and I think it should work.
I really don't understand like that much why I can't put it on hand wraps anyways, because in the new DMG there's a magical item that's like straight up, hand wraps.
Not a weapon. It's more like a wondrous item that gives monks pluses to attacks. I don't think it's a weapon per se.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was a new set of arms. It would just enchant your arms if you hold them in.
Oh.
You get
I
plus two bicep.
Maybe. Oh yeah, totally. Pumps on iron. It's just that's the only bad thing about being a unarmed strike focused monk is like, lots of cool magic items usually, but none of them are for your fists.
I think you already. Like, are your attacks force already?
Yeah, they do force damage, yeah, for sure.
At least we have that. At least they're not resisting.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
there's no
I
more
do.
resistance to non-magical attacks in 5.5.
Oh, really?
They took it away. So you just have things with resistance to like bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing.
So we were discussing if we wanted to somehow give Kaladin his hand wraps for story points, like to have some kind of like a side quest to get them. I don't know.
Well, to be able to put this +2 enchantment on hand wraps instead of a weapon, like, is there any way we could research to be able to do that?
No,
Well,
this
maybe if there's something
ahead.
in the Hall of Tardis, there might be something there.
Yeah, this +2 has to go on specifically a weapon. I mean, the reason hand wraps are so nasty is that gives you +2 to your unarmed strikes, which you can flurry with. Like normal stuff, I don't think you can flurry your blows with. You have to use your unarmed attack for those, right?
Yes, yeah.
So to give those extra damage and attack is kind of nasty versus like a normal weapon where you only get 1 or 2 attacks with it.
I do see that. Yeah, that does make sense.
I probably can go look up the new hand wraps they made, but as my understanding goes, they are not actual weapons or something else.
I'm not sure. Yeah, could you look those up and see what's up with those? I haven't really looked into them. I think they're just normal, like generic plus bonuses. There might be special versions. I'm not sure.
Do you know what they're called?
I just remember him mentioning a magic item for monks, like that were basically hand wraps. 20. Let me just look it up.
Is it a glove, maybe?
Perhaps.
Yeah, I didn't find anything under hand wraps. Well, I think we can figure it out.
I do have a question. So, for my research purposes, if there was something I was specifically looking for, would story points basically allow me to find it, like a specific recipe that I really wanted?
With the research, it would just be spending some time to find the recipe. You could also research places it might be possible. Well, in this library, you'd probably just be looking for the recipe for it. and then you'd have to find someone to craft it.
Okay, so could I tell you the item that I want to research?
Yeah, sure. If you want to start a project for it.
Yeah, so it's an uncommon item, the Eldritch Claw tattoo. It's a spell tattoo. Well, not a spell tattoo, but it's a tattoo.
I have a question.
Yeah.
About like story points and inspiration. Am I able to transfer them from my other game?
How many did you have?
11 story points and 4 inspiration.
100.
I'll let you get 4 of those transferred over. I'll say 5.
Like
I'll
in
say half.
total or each? Okay.
Well, not the usually the story points would be for that game, but I'll let you bring 5 over. And the inspiration points, like those are easy to get. I wouldn't. Yeah, you'll have those.
Well, not I don't really get inspiration points. That's why I'm hoarding those.
You have to use one every 200 years to stay alive.
Alright, so let me add you to the story point list, having 5. Alright. Now, you said the Eldritch Claw tattoo from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, right?
Yes.
It would probably require 3 pieces of lore to figure out the recipe. So it just depends on how well you roll on your research, how many weeks that would take. But it's 7 days per attempt.
Gotcha. So I probably want someone to help me if possible.
Yeah, and there is a chance you can only get so much information from one library, so you might not be able to even complete that just from here. You might have to visit a couple of different places. But anyway.
We do know of some other libraries that we just skipped.
Well,
The
there was
one
that
in
one in
Poland.
the other place.
Mm.
There's one probably in Highguard, and there's one probably in Blackwater's Merchant.
Yeah, Highguard has one, Blackwater has one. Alright, but we're passing days, right?
Well,
At this point, you want to try to pass the 2 days, or is there more you want to do here before we get to that? Or do you want to pass time here?
well, we need to let Tavi and that know we're safe. Otherwise, they're going to think we're lost and come looking for us.
Yeah, I mean the door should be unsealed now that you got rid of the demons.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy's right there outside the door, no?
I don't know if Fedlo was waiting for us.
No, he wasn't. Well, he said he'd come back and check up on you, but you could also just go to where the druids are.
Yeah.
I mean, the druid grove is nearby. The tunnel is still there, probably.
Yes.
So is that what you want to do?
Yeah, let's. Unless there is something that happens during that, let's just say we go. We say we're fine. We come back. We start scrolling.
Well, we
time.
also need to let Carter and that know that we're alright and what's going to be happening, and then also make a plan afterwards.
Let's just try to do it.
So you make a quick trip over to the grove. Is Patchwork coming along, or is she just kind of hanging out here?
Let's take her with us.
All right.
I hope she will not fall apart as everything that's taking out.
There's a tense moment after you
is
step outside.
Patchwork part? She is part druid, right?
Yeah, 3 levels.
Right. So
this druid grove probably didn't exist when she came here.
not
Millennia
that you
ago.
know of. There were no druids in the area. It was mostly, I mean, there were dwarves, but no dwarven druids from what you knew. Alright, so you go back to their underground cave area. Fedloy would greet you. He says, friends, you're alright. He says, and who is this curious fellow looking at Patchwork? Is that a Warforged?
I am, yes. Greetings. My name is
Greetings.
Patchwork.
Patchwork, you seem to have symbols of my kind, and very other. Now, do you have any symbols of your druidic heritage on you?
Well, there is the symbol on the shield of the Wild Mother, and the chest thing is a druidic focus.
Right. So yeah, you'd say you seem to have several symbols of my people on your warforged body. Says
I do?
it's incredible. I don't think I've ever met a warforged, let alone one that was druidic. He says, "Were you built around here?"
I wish I could give you answers, but I came here to find them. I am trying to find out myself where I came from.
I see. Well, did you find this friend of yours within the labs? He looks to Rob and the rest of you.
Yep, found
Yeah,
found her
she
in
was
there.
kind of
She's
standing
been
there.
the most useful person yet, ever. Incredible.
Bro.
You're such a sucker.
He says, "Well, it's
She cures one disease.
What was that? Sorry, no? What was that?
Is this because I didn't give you aid?
What?
Is
I don't
this
remember
'cause your
that.
aid? Oh,
friends.
ridiculous.
It's there's no need to argue amongst each other."
Hold me back,
I'm
Fedloy.
I'm just happy to see that you're all right and that you've found such an interesting ally. But are the labs safe now?
Yes, it appears so.
Yes.
Says perhaps I could have some of my people take a look around.
We could have a whole, like, conveyor belt of research going here.
Well, I don't know what that means, but I would be very curious to see what sort of amazing things are within that place. It's been a mystery to us for so long.
You know, I
He
can
says-
give a brief description.
But yes,
Yeah.
maybe we could, like I said, have some people look around. But for now, it's just good to know that you're all safe and that you made it out without any losses.
I would argue they did the opposite.
I agree.
What do you mean?
Well, they came up with one person more, I guess.
Oh, I see. Yes, exactly. You found a new friend. Very curious to know more about you. I just wish you still had your memories.
I'll whisper to Robert. Are we gonna tell them about the imp?
What is it gonna do?
Well, if they go in there trying to research and they get surprised and we didn't tell them about it, it might be bad.
For the imp, mostly. Like, I don't really care for
They'll
his safety.
they'll kill the imp. It'll be good.
Whatever you guys say, I'll just back up.
All right. Well, you're welcome to stay at the or at the grove if you wish. As usual, my people welcome you as friends.
I'm sorry. On second thought, yeah, let's do it because he's a useful imp. He was helping us, and he's doing some research. Like, let's let him. Fedloy, like, there is a thing. Just don't be surprised when you go into the library.
Yes.
There is like a small demon creature imp there, but he's harmless. Like he's like really small. He's quite helpful. He knows all about the books. If you know to find specific book, he has memorized all the how do you call it when you have index? Yes, he has memorized all the index. He can help you find the book you like, and he's quite harmless. Just don't touch
He
him.
has sworn loyalty to me, so I will go with you to ensure that he is cooperative.
Yeah, and he does everything, basically everything Calhoun asks. He just worships him.
Give me
Just
a
don't.
persuasion. say up to 2 of you who are talking.
Oh. Dang.
So probably Rob and someone else. Oh, nice. This is an infernal. Oh, well, I wouldn't trust any devilish creature, or most outsiders for that matter. But I guess if you feel he is trustworthy, then that is a risk you're taking. I'll just say.
It's not like we have to trust him. He's just there. He's doing something that is obviously useful. Like, he's helping you find the book you're looking for. Other than that, like, you don't have to trust him. He's just harmless.
Well, I hope you're right. I've known very few infernal to be harmless. They are quite tricky and deceptive, and I don't know. I think you're taking a risk, but I will certainly not attack this imp unless it is in
We
self-defense.
love gambling.
He was honest when he told us that he wanted to stay there to read, which is quite
Well,
strange for an imp.
Infernal are often very honest. They don't generally attack you directly, more through trickery. So again, as I said, it is your choice what you wish to do. You have my guarantee.
gambling.
My people will not attack it unless in self-defense.
Perfect.
He'll just kind of pat Rob and several of you on the shoulder and say, I'm just glad you're back and all right. If you'll excuse me. Enjoy the grove if you wish to come in. Otherwise, I will speak with you all later. And he just takes off.
I did find the magic weapon, by the way. They're called Wraps of Unarmed Power.
Alright, I'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, what do you want to do? At this point, it's probably... what time is it?
55.
Oh, I meant in the game. But yeah, it's getting kind of... Wow, has it really been that long? Yeah, I guess we're almost at the end.
Let's just start the research.
It's a good...
And, let's go.
Yeah.
I guess it's a good
So-
RP session for all the combat we've been having.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of
We-
combat.
We
By
got
the
to
way,
do
the-
patchwork, and it was good.
The wizard Kel room. Depending on if he wants to research first or whether he wants to scribe the spells patchwork will either first make the ink and then do research herself, or the other way around.
Alright. So, it's 3:30 in-game, so you do still have enough time in the day. You have 8 hours to do 1 day towards the downtime project. That'll put you at 11:30 right before bedtime. So there is enough time in the day to do downtime today. Do you all have projects? Do any of you need to start one?
Does research
I-
take 7 days straight?
No.
Or can you just do it once every 7 days?
It's 7 days of research. You can
In
take
total.
breaks. Like if you do 4 days now,
Yep.
go away for like a month and do 3 later. You could do that. You just have to keep track of your projects. And you have to invest in the project at the start. Luckily, you already have the library, so there isn't too much you need to invest in research. You don't need to like pay for use of a library or
Hey.
hire assistants or anything. In fact, you can't hire assistants. You just have the imp. But if you want
okay,
to...
so
Here, go
'cause
ahead.
I can make things. I'll make like a big throne, and then I'll sit on it and have Nil sit on my lap, and I'll read him the tome for 2 days.
Yeah.
Come, small one. Let me tell you the tale.
Um,
So for you
Yeah,
guys
this
to
is
do
how it
that,
is.
harder.
you guys
Would you guys
Here, go ahead.
would you guys be alright with staying for those 7 days doing research and then leaving?
we also have to let our companions know. Carter, we also have Shock, and we have
Yeah.
the
Well,
Dark
you're-
Elf.
I think your camp is just kind of hanging out in the Druid Grove right now, so you
Yeah.
can just let them know.
And
Yeah.
they
okay.
also have a project. They're training Carter, for example, right now. So
Yeah.
we
We'll
do
make sure
have
all staffed with something.
like it's useful for us to spend some time on getting our NPCs up to speed. So
agree.
I think we
Yeah.
could use a downtime. We've never had one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I would be totally cool with it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
A
Well,
patchwork. We don't mind staying here for a week if you got something you need to. We're a team.
Yes, this is something I would like to research. I didn't have
Yeah.
time before with everything that was going on. But this
That's
is the
good.
reason why I came here in the first place all those years ago.
all right. So you could start a research project. It would be free here. You wouldn't have to pay for it like you would at a normal library. However, you could only do 1 week of research here for free. So to get more lore, you'd have to go elsewhere. But
Fair
if
enough.
you want to start the project here, you can. I think there is a section in the what's it, in the Starry Nights downtime thing.
Downtime activities.
So yeah, you just need to put your character name, your project, the start date, days needed, and then how many days as you go you do that, and then like the resources to start the project.
So this day, if I start on this day, it would be the 11th.
Uh, yes, I believe so. Yeah, 11th of fall.
Days needed 7. Yes, 0 out of 7.
And is there like a mechanical thing you're trying to research, or is it just storyline?
Just history of Warforged.
Trying to figure out more
Anything I
about
can
yourself,
find.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I have also one question about watch rotation, because Warforged don't actually need to be unconscious. They just sit
Yeah,
around
so you
while
could
they
be
are
there
conscious.
for every watch.
I can do watch rotation at every time. Should I just add my name like to everyone?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Actually,
I just wanted to ask if the group is okay with that.
Yeah.
Sure.
She's just passively watching while she's just sitting around.
I mean, that's kind of creepy, but sure.
Yeah,
Just
when
defrag.
it's
Oh,
just
but
like
it's fine,
it's
yeah.
like an energy saving mode. She's like the glow is a little bit darker, but she's still conscious. She's still watching.
And who is anyone completing the weapon one?
Yeah, so we need to decide, am I getting the book, or would it just be better on Kaladin for like the AC and stuff? Because that does sound like it scales quite well.
I think let's just give it to you.
Okay.
At least, like I would give it to Nil. I think Nil has some, like he has more uses for it than Kaladin, even though it would be useful for everyone. But come on,
Yeah, I agree.
cleric wisdom. I think it's
I'll read it for Nil.
yeah. Let's read it for Nil.
And then the
And
weapon.
who would be enchanting the axe?
I could do that after this if we're staying 7 days once I'm
Yeah,
done.
then we could do it like this. Yeah.
And is it my battle axe that's getting done? Because I do feel I'm getting pampered here a little bit, and it's making me uncomfortable.
It's your day, baby.
I need you to tell me I deserve it.
Tell me I'm worthy.
No, you're like the second most important person I know. I'm kidding.
He's got a list. He updates it daily.
Yeah,
It's just below
No,
patchwork.
Yeah, you should take
top
it.
5
I think-
definitely.
Robert's definitely at the bottom after all the team attacks.
No.
He's below the animated chest.
Well,
Carter, shot.
just note who's doing the book, which would be the two of you under the projects, and who's doing the weapons.
I'll
just
do
so
it.
we-
I'll put it in there.
Rob doesn't really have like a downtime per se for himself, but I wanted to ask you if I could try to train our camp, just normal people, because just train our militia a little bit in case something happens.
I mean, yeah, you could do kind of an RP thing where he's training with the guards.
Like a boot camp for them. Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like-
If you want to say Robert's doing that. I don't know what
I
the mechanical benefit of that would be just yet, but if you want to say for RP purposes, you wouldn't have to put
in
that.
case we're ever attacked, maybe they'll just be a little bit.
You get like one
tougher.
level 1 fighter out of it, right? If you level up 1 per week of training, right?
Oh, the ink isn't downtime patchwork. The ink only takes an hour.
Oh.
Same thing with making components. That's like a thing you can just do. It's like an ability as an alchemist.
I just didn't. I didn't want to forget because I wanted to do the research first and then make the ink
Like you could just.
afterwards.
I guess you wouldn't. Yeah, if you want to do research today, you wouldn't have enough time to do that and the ink. So you might have to make the ink tomorrow.
Yeah.
But then you could, because then you can make the ink tomorrow and do research. So you might have to wait.
And if we have
Says
7
he's
days, we
hovering
have
at one
definitely
block.
enough time for everything.
You're
I
meditating.
don't think I don't know you, Charlie. I don't think I know your real name.
Yeah, it's fine. So it says
Yeah.
we need to like do the practice for 48 hours. How many like actual days would that take? Of like 40,
Oh, yeah.
like 3?
Yeah, it's
With
kind of
sleep?
a weird one. Because it's not like the 8-hour thing, like a downtime project. So we'll just say that would be. Is there like 16 hours in a day or so?
Yeah, you could do it in 3 days then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll say 3 days. We'll just say 3 days of
Yeah.
downtime.
32.
Yeah, we need 3, and then after that's done, I will enchant my battle. If that's okay with it.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do as a downtime to get closer to resolution with my sword?
I think that's more just going to be storyline, like as you
Okay.
interact with it. Like there's no, there's no real thing you can do to make it happen.
But I'll still RP wise. I'll just chat with him and maybe visit library a couple more times. Maybe try to read more books about him
Yeah, that's
if
fine.
there are any.
Hey everybody, I gotta go to get ready for work.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. This give me MVP votes, everyone, before people have to run. You guys can also discuss this during the week. But if
It's
you,
actually 2 weeks. Unfortunately.
We
Is
won't
it
be
2
here next
weeks?
week. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's the first of the
oh
month.
wait,
5 weeks.
oh is next month a 5 week for 3 days? Really? Oh, okay. Interesting.
That's actually perfect because I won't be here next week. So,
What's going on? Sorry.
Oh,
well, there's
I
just
think...
five weeks next month, so we only play 4. So next week
Right,
is the
right. That.
Yeah, no, you're right. Wow, it's okay. So it's 31 days. And I don't know this game or this group of makeup game, right? Because I have a couple of those floating around. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay, so yeah, I guess it will be 2 weeks then.
Cool.
Should just
Actually,
said yes, but no.
have a vacation next week. That's crazy. Wait, what did you say? You should have just said yes. That we
We should
Yeah.
have lied, yeah.
Well, I have it in my
Captain Juan.
in my Discord thing, so I'd be very upset if
Yeah.
you tried to fool me.
Yeah,
Well, we knew that. We knew that.
He would have
exactly.
his insight roll's very high. He would have seen right through it.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Lose insight roll.
I got 4
Lou,
votes. I need 2 more.
Oh, it's me. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Just,
I really need to go to. I
yeah,
really
just
need
to
to
get
go to
some
sleep.
of
I've
the-
been awake for 20 hours now.
All right, so
Fine.
Patchwork
That's
with
not
4 votes, you are MVP. There you go. There's an inspiration
Oh.
point. And I'll
Thank
give
you.
you another
Nice.
inspiration point
Welcome.
for the lovely introduction. So you get 2 today.
Yeah, I worked on that. I looked at the old one and made it better.
All right. So anyone who needs to take off, have a lovely
Thank
day.
you.
I'll be here doing some notes if people want to talk.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But
Peace out.
there's just.
Yeah, see ya.
Oh,
That was one
Pastor,
thing I wanted to say. Sometimes I don't really notice when I'm like saying too much or interrupting other people. I guess I have a bit of a problem with social awareness when I don't know the people I'm talking to. So just tell me when I'm,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
I
it's all
think-
good. Luke's pretty good at keeping
like
us on
I
track.
don't want to butt in.
Well, I try
you
to
didn't
make
at all
sure
today.
everyone has time to talk. So, like, if I notice certain people aren't saying much, I'll like check in with them. But yeah, I mean, it's also over Discord, so you just have to kind of do your best not to talk over people.
Yeah.
There's not too much you can do about that. Just try not to be too aggressive. But I didn't seem like you were being too aggressive.
Because I'm getting nervous about not participating enough, and then I do too much, and it's just like
I
You
think
didn't
you
do
were
that today. I didn't
participating.
find you were pretty
okay,
good there.
yeah, just wanted to
No, I didn't
ask.
know.
Okay, that's
No.
good.
It's definitely hard when there's 6 people to like get that even playtime,
Yeah.
but it happens. It's all good. We all know.
Yeah.
I
We all,
think the most
we all
people
like
I
each
had,
other. So.
yeah, the most people I had in my other group was 5 at one point. We usually played with like 3 or 4 people.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, thank you. Good
Yeah,
night.
No
it
problem.
was good
See you
meeting.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see you in 2 weeks.
It
Lou,
was
I
fun.
had a quick question. Could getting proficient in sleight of hand be a thing? Is there a way I can do that?
Usually you would have to, I think, multi-class.
Oh yeah, I couldn't like research it.
You could, like, we
Yeah, I
could
just
do a
don't know what's there.
storyline thing where you kind of respec and you say, like, in game, maybe you were training, but you kind of lost your proficiency in something else. So if
Okay,
you
maybe
wanted
I'll
to,
take a look because I'm like
you
proficient
can
in
learn
nature, but
languages
I
and
just feel like
tools,
should be. Okay.
but generally
Okay.
speaking, you
But
can
maybe.
gain new proficiencies and skills.
Okay. Just thinking I should have grabbed that.
Well, the rules were
beginning.
different back then, so technically, like, this is more going over to 5.5, the changes with tools.
Well, anyway, I just want to throw it out there because with the gloves and everything, it would be super useful if I could be proficient in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and-
if there's not really a way, that's fine.
Well, like I said, we could talk about some kind of respec. Because you get one
Maybe.
respec if you want to spend some story points.
Oh, okay, maybe. Let's
If
see.
you
what do I got?
and if
Grab
you
on.
want
Yes,
to, I forget,
trainer.
you're an old character, right? You're
You
like
could
from
do
the beginning, you
3
mean?
if
Yeah.
you move across.
you're from 5.0. You're not 5.5.
Oh. Yes, I still am. I just do not want to lose my creation.
No, that's fine. I think respec, I think it's like 2 or 3 story points will get you the ability to just fully like change a few things if you want. But you do get a free respec if you want to go to 5.5, but it's by no means like you don't have to do it.
Temptation, eh? And I swear I thought I saw like a TikTok that they added another bard subclass. Is that true? Do you guys know that?
To this, I know they're testing one.
It sounded really cool. It was like moon beaming or something like that. I don't know if I'm crazy, but that could have been wrong. But
It
anyway,
might be testing
I
something.
swear I
like
thought
said.
maybe he was just talking about one of the other ones that's already there. But
Oh,
I just haven't used my performance thing. I've used it like once. I just want to use it a few more times before I move over.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
you don't have to move over. I'm still giving people the option
know.
to stay as their old character.
I
You could just
definitely
do a
will
respec.
once I'm like, oh, maybe this isn't so good anymore. I'm over it. Then I'll probably
Yeah.
move and then do the spec. But till then, I'd like to.
Do
play
you know
with
which
this
one
guy.
you?